Hello, chat. Hello. What's going on, everybody? We're back with another interview show with my friend, Mega Mocap Man! Mega Mocap! How are you? How are you? What are you
I'm doing
doing
great. Does this look
here?
like I'm looking at you if I look down here?
Hey, we're together, my friend. We're together. What's like? I gotta get that one tick of volume, which is always a struggle. Always a struggle to just get that one tick of volume. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you? So, alright. So, the first thing we do is I shout out the guest. And do you have my stream open? Are you able to see my stream?
Can, yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to shout you out. And then I'm going to pin your channel to the chat. So, chat has no excuse that why they can't follow you or find your channel. But also, it's going to play a
No,
random
just
clip,
attach it again.
and you got to explain.
Rotate. There.
Okay, hopefully I can hear it.
Wait, you had like
It doesn't fire or anything, but the
you had like a giant gun rig? What the hell was that, dude?
Okay, so basically this is using MegaMocapVR, which is kind of like my big project I've been working on for 3 years. It's a free motion capture software using Unreal Engine. And so there I revamped a prop system. So you basically can use a Vive tracker and then attach whatever prop to it. And I scaled a gun up to comically large size, and it was very fun.
Dude, it's so cool. Wait, so have you published that? And it's free to people?
No. Oh yeah. So my system is free. Yeah.
Your system
but,
is
a lot of
free?
those videos are just for like on stream, so you have to see it in the moment.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, cool. Cool. Wait, how many years have you been working with Unreal, would you say?
Pretty much when I started this for 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, I had basically no programming knowledge. I mean, I tried a little bit of stuff in Unity. Couldn't figure it out because I'm not really good at non-visual scripting. And yeah, so I learned everything I know now in just 3 years.
Wow. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's stick to the normal flow. Let's stick to the normal flow. Sorry, my brain just was like, I had immediate questions.
Big gun? Yeah.
Big gun. Wait,
What
what?
happened?
All right. So the first question we usually give the guest is the lore behind the name.
Right.
How
So,
or what?
hmm.
What inspired you to name your channel Mega Mocap Man? And then we will repeat that question with Mega Steak Man because you kind of have a dual identity as an influencer.
Right.
So let's
Well, I
start
think
with.
I'll just talk about Mega Steak Man because Mega Mocap VR is just my motion capture system, and that's the name behind there. But Mega Steak Man was I was in high school and I needed to play Yahoo Pool, and you make a username, and Steak Man was taken, so I just chose Mega Steak Man, and I was gonna ditch it, but apparently people told me it was memorable, so that's why I kept it around for all these years.
Really? Really? Your lore goes back to the Yahoo Pool online game.
Yeah. That's like most people's user handles, right? They come from like some kind of StarCraft or something, right? I don't know. That's my assumption.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, and then the second question we traditionally ask is the hardware and software setup required to stream, or your hardware and software setup to require to stream? And I think you probably have one of the more complicated ones. So let's talk about your streaming setup one at a time. Start with the PC. What do you use a 2 PC rig?
Yeah, I think it's like a 14. Wow, I forget which generation it is, but it's I've got a 4090 and like a really good.
Boom! We just got raided by
Boom.
Boom! How are you, cat? The cat is here. FBI, open up. Scatter, gatos. Scatter, scatter. The FBI is here. Scatter. FBI is here. Let me shout out. Boom. The internet police officer is here. Scatter. Run for your lives, gatos. We're about to get chungused and bonked. Yep. Good job. Alright, let me shout out Boom. Let me shout out Boom.
Oh my god.
Do you know Boom?
You're almost the roundest cat, but Boom's definitely the roundest cat.
Roundest cat. Do you know Boom? Do you know Boom?
Yeah, Boom's incredible. Yeah, like just the chaos on stream is unmatched. It's remarkable to watch.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was going to say about Boom's stream. If you guys don't already follow Boom, you should. Raiders, you guys have excellent taste coming in with your streamer because your streamer is an incredible streamer. Boom has one of the most interactive channels I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. They have free interactivities. All you got to do is hang out long enough in the community and you'll figure out the secret keywords that activate secret interactivities within their game. Like you can type cheese, and you can get you can hit Boom with slices of cheese for free. So yes, absolutely, you Raiders have incredible taste. You know where the best interactivities of the best VTuber cat is, and now you get to see another awesome VTuber cat. I'm Ninja Gato. I am a 3D VTuber in Unreal Engine, and that Chungus blend shape that you have, see, was actually made by your streamer Boom. Boom has the artist badge in my channel because Boom is a commissionable artist, and Boom actually made the blend shape here. You can also, an interactivity in my chat that Boom made for me for my cat is the lesson 3. You can make heart eyes on my cat by just typing, the emoji heart, which is less than 3. And that was all done by Boom. That was a commission I gave to Boom. So if you have Unreal Engine modeling or within, stuff within the project, Boom's your streamer. You can connect with them to their full-time influencer. So if you really want to support your streamer and you want a model, like we watched Boom make a model for Kinem Pete, it helps feed Boom. Boom is a full-time influencer, so any money that helps feed Boom is appreciated. So go support your cat, go hang out with them. Boom, thank you so much for bringing your community over here, especially for this interview. We're here today with your friend MegaMocap, who is an incredible resource on this platform for Unreal Engine and motion capture. And we just started the interview, so welcome. Get comfortable, grab your popcorn. Boom, grab your popcorn, get comfortable. Glad you brought your community over, and we will get back to this interview. So MegaMocap was about to tell us about all the hardware that's required for their stream. So tell us about the hardware that you use for your 2 PC setup, you said?
Yeah. So basically, extremely high-end PC that I use for Unreal Engine, and then I go into an Asus TUF capture card into a laptop. So basically, that offloads a lot of the power of kind of the requirements for streaming onto another computer, which gives Unreal Engine like full reign over my graphics card and CPU. Other than that, I've got a Rode Podcaster here and a Stream Deck.
A Stream Deck, and that looks like a nice microphone. What kind of microphone is that?
This one's called a honeybee, and it's because it looks like a bee.
Oh, really?
I assume.
Yeah, it looks
Well,
pretty
actually,
good.
let me turn it.
Looks pretty good, and you got the shock mount and everything. Yep.
Very cheap too, so
Oh.
would recommend.
Oh yes, that seems to be some good quality audio for decent. Yes. Bzz, bzz. Looks like you got some decent headphones. What are those headphones? You had like 2 different pair earlier.
Yeah, no. Sometimes I have 3, depending on how I feel. No, this is the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro. And the reason why I got them is you can stream Bluetooth from as well as like your PlayStation or computer. So I can have like 2 audio streams at once, which is helpful for a computer setup if you're streaming with other people.
I got you. And then you said your PC's like a powerful rig. Like, what do you use for, what's your graphic card? How much memory? Like, what generally, how much
only
storage?
64 gigs of memory. I wanted 128, but and I forget. I think it's the 14th generation Intel, like the 40. I forget what they're called. They always have a bunch of numbers. So probably sound like an idiot right now, but the good one. And I got a 4090. And
4090, nice.
Probably 4 NVMe's, like just like a bunch of storage. It's a pretty crazy rig.
Wait a minute. So my community yelled at me when I thought about getting 128 gigs of RAM. They said 64 is good enough. You'll never use more than 64. And then I was like,
Well, if you do 3D art, I don't know. It depends on what you do, honestly.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
How many Chrome tabs you have open of tutorials?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about software setup. What software do you use to operate your
I use a
stream?
lot. Oh, just for my stream. Mostly it's just Unreal Engine and OBS, honestly. Yeah, I don't really have any overlays or anything from external. I'd like to keep it simple.
Wow. Okay. So for stream, it's just those two, and then you said, um,
Oh, just
yeah,
like in general, like I
yeah,
use
for
so
content
many
creation.
programs.
Like what?
Yeah, it's a real mess. I mean, like Premiere, After Effects, Cinema 4D, Ableton, Blender, ZBrush, 3D Coat. Like you have to use them all. Like there's none that does like everything well. You have to use every program, and it sucks. But what's cool, what I'm liking about Unreal Engine is I have to leave the engine less and less. So it's kind of like one place to go to like do all my stuff. Don't have to round trip and worry about things breaking in then transit between programs. So that's been a real game changer for me. Is just using less programs with Unreal Engine around.
Nice, nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so, all right, let's go into the main interview and ask some of the main questions. What inspired you to develop MegaMocapVR, and how has it evolved since its creation?
So I guess early days of VR, like 2016, I was playing, I think it's Incredible Contraption. And there's a moment where you see the developers with 3-point, 6 DOF 3-point tracking. They've got their heads and hands, and they're like, hey, we're the developers of this game. I was like, oh my God, they just recorded that in a VR volume. And then I realized, yeah, VR is basically a tracked spatial volume, like a mocap volume. And then I found some other programs, like there's Mind Show, and which unfortunately is not around anymore. There's like Glycon and Animation Prep Studio. A bunch of other apps do this, but there's like a lot of hoops I found to like jump through to get things going. For instance, I love Animation Prep Studio, but you got to use Unity to make the characters, and you got to put into a folder and all this stuff. It's like, well, I just want to do all that in Unity, right? So I started developing something. I was like, I don't know about this. And then Unreal Engine 5, that trailer dropped for Nanite and all that stuff. I was like, well, I don't want to bake lighting. I want like real-time global illumination. I want like high density meshes. Like I want to do cinematics and stuff. So I basically learned Unreal Engine, and yeah, as far as like the development has went, I've learned a lot making this. Like it's kind of like my first programming project. So like I've learned to make things more modular and yeah, just try to make code as reusable as possible. That's been a real learning experience for me.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
So that inspired you to make your Twitch stream, your Twitch channel?
Yes. So at the same time I was making this, because like my focus making this was primarily for recording game animations or making cutscenes or making movies is what I primarily use it for. But then I saw all these people in the VTubing space and started watching Twitch, and like I was just so impressed at the direct connection people have with their audience and just how immediate it is. And like, well, here's another thing. Like with me, I'm just like one or at most we'll have like 5 people working on a short film. I can't compete with like big budgets and like big studios that can like actually afford like huge amounts of resources and talent. But with a stream, you can have like a almost a more meaningful connection with your audience than a movie sometimes. So I thought that like that's a place where individual creators can do better. And so I basically started streaming mostly to see if my software could do it, and like making kind of dog fooding to make sure that MegaMocap could be used for VTubing. But I'd say like, unfortunately, streaming hasn't been as big of a focus for me, but I'd like to maybe change that in the future.
Okay, so you kind of like balance the two because you were more focused in short film production type stuff, and then streaming allows you to help kind of grow your community and your platform. Okay.
It's a really nice, I mean, as you know, it's like a super fun social thing because when you're doing this, it's so isolating. You don't get to go out and talk to people, and also let alone find people that do the things that you do. It's kind of a rarity.
Yeah, I mean, we have quite a few Unreal Engine powered VTubers in the chat right now, and people who work with Unreal Engine. So, kind of you find the community and support each other, which means a lot. Okay, can you walk us through the process of using Steam VR for motion capture in Unreal Engine? What are the main challenges you faced in creating this tool?
Yeah, actually, that might be a good point for a demonstration.
Okay, yeah. Show us a demo.
Yeah, let me
show us
switch
show us how
over
you
the screen.
capture and then put it into Unreal.
So hopefully my stream is up. Yeah, so I want to show you, this is kind of what you get when you get the default MegaMocapVR. And unfortunately, the lighting's a little bit dark, but I want to show you this lighting rig editor. So this is like one of the tools I've made that is intended to make filmmaking a little bit easier.
Oh, you just made this?
Yeah, so this thing is basically I can move this source around and like light my character a little bit easier. And so say if my camera's over here, I could actually turn on, what is it, constantly update. Look at this, it'll follow me. It's always pointing at camera. So you can kind of set up your light ratios how you want them to fall. So I'm just gonna click off that. But yeah, we could click over here, make this light red, make it like really bright, change the distance on it. So these are the kinds of tools that I'm developing. And I wanted to show how simple it is to get started. I basically designed this so that you could just do iPhone only. So I think unfortunately my iPhone's off. Let me turn that back on. It should. Oh, and also we have an Ultra Leap. So here it is, extremely simple setup where I don't think that the placement of the Ultra Leap is exactly where it needs to be because like I'm not getting great tracking on my hands. But you can see you get like some kind of spine bend and your hands will kind of stay arcade in place. So you don't need all the VR hardware to use MegaMocapVR. In fact, I think Fruity just took the Ultra Leap component of my software because it's open source. You can basically use it for whatever you want. And by being modular, you can just use that one blueprint that I made just for that one thing.
Wait. So you're powering this motion capture with just an iPhone?
Yeah,
right
so
now.
basically this motion is just iPhone. So just like the head tilt. And the hands, when you see them occasionally come in, I don't know, my placement of my Ultra Leap is not great. And it's like not exactly where it needs to be. But you can see like I can actually kind of get finger motion if it'll register.
Okay.
But doesn't look too sus.
Like an Ultra Leap is a motion tracker, right? And then that one, the Ultra Leap isn't as expensive of say like those $5,000 gloves that Movella sells, right? How much is an Ultra Leap?
Yeah, the Ultra Leap, I think it was like $200, and you can see it up.
Show us an Ultra Leap.
Here.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, so it's this thing right here.
Oops, I think you accidentally unplugged your camera or something. Come back, Mega Steak Man.
Oh no.
There we go. You're coming back. There you go.
This is the Ultra Leap. It's basically shooting out IR light.
So it's a tracker, but it just uses IR. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll basically detect kind of make a skeleton for your hand, but it does lose tracking a lot. I don't know if it's because I got the 2 instead of the 1. I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's the greatest results with it.
Okay, so you yourself are trying to do your own, mocap captures and stuff, and you yourself use more economical methods because you are a small film producer and you don't have the budgets that these large, motion picture companies have, and you've done pretty well for yourself. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I could probably go out and buy an XN suit and all that stuff, but I'm more interested in like, what's the cheapest option that just gets you good enough or close to good motion? Because I think that there's a lot of value in that. Because like those upper end solutions, like that's already made, that's already done, but there's not a lot for the low end, I don't think.
And that's why you're making tools and stuff so that you can make your products, your short films better,
Yes.
but you're also sharing them with the greater community as well.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. Like, I basically did this because I thought it'd be cool to like have some kind of common ground. Like, oh, a bunch of people could commit to it, and like it'll be like this shared resource for
attractive.
everybody. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna like jump on this project and help me out. But no, I got one commit in 3 years.
No.
So I didn't realize that's what that was gonna be.
Well, you're a
you know,
good
that's fine. It
man.
makes
You're a
sense.
good man for doing it anyways. Wait, what did you just put on your hands? What did you just put on your hands?
So speaking of the high end, though, these are the Stretch Sense Mocap Studio Pro gloves. So yeah, these gloves are $3,000, but they're really, really nice.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're incorporating those into your project right now? It looks like you have more equipment behind you. What is some of the other stuff behind you?
Yeah, I was gonna bring out all the stuff.
All the
So I
toys?
also have a virtual camera rig. So this is basically just a 3D printed Xbox mount to kind of a rail system that you
Okay.
typically see on a film set. So you can kind of have a shoulder mounted V cam. And of course, the tracker on the front is what tracks your motion in the volume.
And then is that like a... Is that a... And then over on... I thought I saw a headset, like a regular old VR headset.
So yeah, I just got the Quest 3, and yeah, my system actually works with the Quest 3. I've actually never owned one of these devices, and I might try to implement like hand tracking and just again try to make the lowest friction, easiest to use system possible. So, yeah, again, my interests.
That's where Box
So
Theory
yeah,
would probably appreciate this conversation. He does a thing.
I'm gonna switch back to the other screen here, and
Okay.
I don't know if this is gonna work because again, things kind of broke, but we'll see. We'll see how this works. So you probably see this is like my old VTuber scene, and
Wait, Neil
we're
wants to
using
know.
like
Neil wants to know: does the Quest 3 track hands? Does it track
it
hands?
does.
Okay, it does.
Yes.
All right, so this
Yeah.
is
So
okay.
I have to use like well, okay. I guess I can mention this now. Like, I'm sorry for taking us so off topic with this.
No,
thing,
that's
but,
perfect, dude. I love this. Go for it.
Yeah. One of the problems with my system is that like since 5.5 came out, but I wanted to do this interview with 5.5, but the Ultra Leap plugin doesn't exist yet.
Wait,
And the
you're in
Stretch Sense-
5.5 already?
Oh, I always have to test things out, and like this project actually is in 5.4 that we're gonna be looking at. But
Okay.
like you kind of have to wait for other people's SDKs to catch up with the engine version, and there's like incompatibilities that can happen, and also a lot of friction. Like everyone has to find the right SDK to.
No, I'm still at 5.2.1. I need to get to at least 5.4.
Oh my, well, the nice thing is like I've noticed since 5.2 onwards, I haven't had any compile issues like moving upwards. Obviously, you can't move backwards.
No.
So I try to do as many code changes as I can in an earlier version, but I might have to move on eventually.
No, 5.3 broke my cat, and I didn't figure out what broke.
Oh.
So then I'm like, oh
Yeah,
crap.
sorry. It happens. It happens.
It happens.
As long as you duplicate, like use version control. But basically how this is going to work is I have a player pawn in here, and I have what tracker relates to what part of the body. So let's just make sure that our trackers have shown up in Live Link. Looks like they're there.
Okay.
Chest, okay, yeah, chest is visible. So this is how the trackers communicate to Unreal Engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press play. And I'm not seeing my trackers right now. So
Yep.
this might be the thing
You're
that
still
broke.
you're in A pose right now.
Yeah. Okay, let me see what's going on with this.
Your
So the thing is, like,
kind of
there's
looks
also
like you.
because it supports so many hardwares, like there's a lot of variability in like what can happen. Oh yeah, I have iPhone only mode on. That'll be what you just saw, where I'm like kind of tilting my head and stuff. So it kind of overrides the body tracking. So here we go. You can see those are my tracked points, and so essentially I have to line up myself.
Okay. Yep, we see you in A
with the character
pose.
here. Sorry, what was that?
We see you in A pose.
Yes. So what I'm gonna do is set like 20 seconds on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna press calibrate. That might be too long. We'll see.
That's okay. If you got a cal, you got a cal.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is fine. This is fine.
That's all right. I'll entertain the chat. Thank you, Little Hollow,
Yeah,
for the
stall,
resub.
stall.
Thank you for the resub, Little Hollow. It's good to see you. I will shout you out after the interview.
So you can see I was just walking in place there. That's because I'm actually controlled by a Xbox controller.
Oh, your
So-
motion. Okay, okay. It looks like it's catching up. It looks like it's catching up. I think
Yeah. So
the Discord is.
oh, is it lagging?
Yeah, it's.
Oh no. Okay, let's see. Discord.
Go ahead and okay. Now it's catching up. Now it's catching up. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about
T
that.
dot max
Yeah.
FPS 60, and that might give these Discord more. In the command window, might give the Discord more buffer or more resources.
Okay, I'll do that. Let's see. Yeah, that's why I typically do the 2-computer setup. Is because
Yeah.
of.
Okay, so now we're
So
seeing
we're-
it. Now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing you.
Okay. So yeah, this is basically me as a virtual character that I can walk around a space with an Xbox controller.
Oh. And then
Yeah, and we have different camera controls. I can have this like my hand, so you can like
oh wow.
we also have like a POV mode, which this is what it looks like to be me. It's a little bit blurry because I'm drunk. I could like throw up in the toilet.
Wait, so is this avatar like your DGen VTuber who games, drinks, and just hangs out in his apartment all the day?
Whoa, yeah. That's right. I don't know if this door opens anymore. Yeah, this door never opens, so we're safe from the outside world. But yeah, it's really fun. Basically, this is all using built-in MegaMocapVR stuff. So I designed it so that you can actually like even do this in VR. Like if you go to my Discord, you can see I put on the Quest and like I'm seeing first person as this character and I'm acting in a scene, and it's really
Yeah.
Oh, I'm realizing I don't have fingers.
It's all
One
locked
second.
up right now. Yeah, in your buffer, go ahead and put that T.max FPS or your command prompt 60.
Yeah.
And then let's see if we can get Discord some more resources. I realize that's probably why you use the 2 PC setup.
Right. Yeah. So I guess we can just do it here. Console command. What was that one again? It was like
T.max or T.max x or T.max FPS 60.
Yeah, and it's like equals, right?
Yeah, I think. I usually
I
just
think
do
that's
that.
it. There's
Yeah.
also, I guess you can type it in here, T.max FPS. Okay, that's what it is. Maybe it doesn't have a equals. Okay, we'll see if that makes it better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to make the change I was going to make. So I have leap motion here as the hands. You could also choose stretch sense. So since we already calibrated once, I can just press the button and then we're back into things.
All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's see if they can see.
All right.
Oh, that's much
how's this the
better.
motion?
That's much better.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah. So also my hands are a little bit off right now. You can see like if I
Hope
do
it
this,
locked up again.
I'm locked up. Oh no. Well, anyways, that's how it works. I'm just gonna stop and switch back to my other camera.
Okay. But this is just a taste of the content that's on your channel where you are constantly working on your project.
Yep, it is
It's-
constant.
No, it's like working on like my project's constant. Like I'm on a 3.0 version right now. That's part of the journey. And it's you having fun with all kinds of awesome 3D motion capture stuff and testing, incorporating different technologies and solutions.
Yeah, and it's like a big learning process because like when you're making a game, there's a lot of functionality that's like designed to make a game. But when you're making tools that like work outside of the engine, for instance, when I was using that light rig and it was pointing at the editor camera, that was hard to do. Like hard to figure out how to do that because like the game's not running tick. Like how do you actually make that happen, right?
Okay.
Okay, so we did get it right. Yeah, it looks like Beppo got it figured out.
Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, he's like, go to 30, go to 30. I mean, that's possible, but
Yeah, I guess I could have. Yeah.
all right. What are the main challenges you faced when making this tool?
Yeah, I guess I kind of touched on it before, but like SDKs, because like for instance, if I use the Quest for hand tracking, I'm kind of beholden to like their updates whenever they create uh, updates to the Unreal Engine SDK, or if they even do. Um, Sometimes with incompatibilities, like I can't build because of the Ultraleap plugin and like stuff like that. Although I think I found some ways around that.
Okay, so it's other manufacturers changes or whatever, like
It's
different
their
things.
fault. Yeah, also like keeping up with the engine, as you know,
Oh
like you're
yes,
saying that you're on
yes,
an older version, it's tough. It's
it's
tough.
tough. Okay. So let me ask you this. So I did some digging and found that you got a Epic Mega Grant.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
how did you receive the Epic Grant, and how has that impacted your community and your stream? And what are some improvements you've made since then? So tell us the
Yeah.
story.
So yeah, it was incredible to be awarded. And also I gotta say the branding is so nice that like I've been Mega Steak Man forever. I
Hmm.
made Mega Mocap VR and then like there's the Mega Grants and then now Mega Lights. It's been really working out for me.
Okay.
Got the Unreal Engine branding baked in. But yeah, I decided that like because I'm basically making all my filmmaking tools free for everybody to either learn from, use, whatever. I figured like, hey, this is kind of like a community project, and it'd be helpful to have a little bit more funds to maybe bake in some like new features like multiplayer. Kind of make not like Micoverse because Micoverse is really advanced, but like I like something simple where you could like have a lobby system where like you could motion capture or do a scene with your friends. I think that'd be really really cool. So that is replication's tough. Like there's just a lot of aspects to it that I don't quite understand yet. So I was going to hire help. And unfortunately, I just haven't been able to find anybody that would have actually, well, one thing, it's a multi-tiered problem because everyone has, whoever makes it has to have all these things to test out.
Hmm.
And most people use Unity or VR chat or other kind of programs. So as far as like the funding, it's I guess it's been helping me keep going because like I might have actually abandoned the project a while ago, but like that funding has kind of allowed me to keep going and just like keep coming up with new tools. And like for instance, I just did a commit that was all about autofocus, and like I basically make a system for raycasting out into the world and seeing like what's the average of all these points, like where should we actually place our focus, and just things like that that I think would be useful for the community.
Swiftfire says so VR chat with less cringe. I think it's more
No,
than
hopefully
that.
more.
uh, okay, but like, how did you become aware of this potential grant opportunity? And then, like,
Mm-mm.
tell us, what it was like when you got the news that, hey, we're giving you blank. Um,
Yeah. Well, I guess it's because like maybe I drank the Unreal Engine Kool-Aid. It was just like, well, ba when I was starting out, like they made the engine free. Like there's metahumans, there's all this stuff that's free, and then like they show you this. Oh yeah, there's also these mega grants, and it's just like, wow, a company that like I guess their motto or something that Team Sweetie said was that when the developers succeed or the people that using the software succeed, we succeed. So it's just kind of like this ethos of making better tools for everybody and making them available. And so I think that like that's yeah, basically that's why my program is free. And like seeing this mega grants thing is like that fits my ethos as well. So I applied for it, and I guess they saw value in it, and that was so humbling. Like to me as a novice programmer to actually be recognized for my efforts is like yeah, it really inspired me to keep going, and it's probably why I'm still here doing it today.
nice, nice. Um, Curious Cat wants to know how much you get.
I don't know if I can actually say.
Oh, okay,
I asked for more, but I got less. I told
okay.
them like, hey, this is like these are my filmmaking tools. I'm probably going to be doing this with or without money, but anything would be helpful. I didn't get enough to like hire a programmer for the duration that but again, I couldn't find anybody. But
Hmm.
like, I basically set aside a comfortable amount for like all these features that I was going to do, but I've had to since slash and cut back on some of them, unfortunately. But actually, that's a good call out. If anybody wants to, um, it is in between the 1,000 and 100,000 Beppo.
It's just
I can safely say that.
Yeah, there you go.
It was very generous.
It's
Yeah,
very generous. But it's enough to empower you to get technologies you needed and work on your tools. Do you work like a regular job during the day, or has it empowered you to, focus on this exclusively?
yeah, that's been the another. I mean, I think most people kind of deal with this issue is I do work a full-time job and then
Okay.
coming home and doing the same thing or something similar in the evenings, it's rough.
Oh, okay. So you work in the software and dev world for 40 hours, and then working on
Yeah.
your own software and dev world literally
Mhm.
can be a little bit taxing. But this grant has made it to where you can, be motivated, have the equipment you need to work on stuff. Okay, okay.
Exactly. And yeah, it's like been like every weekend. Like just yesterday, I was doing a shoot with it. I'm like, oh, there's something wrong with this. I better go
Hmm.
fix this. So like, it is a constant like. I'll work on it like 2 or 3 times a week at least.
I
Yeah.
got you. And then since you got those monies, what are some of the direct improvements you've made since then?
That's the thing. I can't really say it's like they're direct improvements, but like I have worked harder on some stuff that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. Like,
Mm,
you saw me running around the scene. That's like probably like the least impressive iteration of that because I also have a version where like you can walk in space and like you have a character capsule that like runs into stuff, so you can't like walk through walls. So it's essentially like a VR game controller.
yeah.
And there's also like yeah, so stuff like that that like was banging my head on for sometimes like a week on like a problem, like how do I
Hmm.
actually calculate this correctly. Because like okay, so I'm moving, like do I like just turn that off when like the joystick movement's on? Like there's all these like weird edge cases you can get into, right, with some of that stuff, like what's controlling the movement at what point. Yeah, it can get pretty complicated.
Yep. That's pretty cool. And you've heard of the Micoverse. You mentioned it
Hmm.
earlier. Have you tested the product? Have you gone in there? Have you messed with it with your equipment?
Oh yeah, because there's Vive Tracker support, isn't there? Well,
Mm.
yeah, actually, Amika reached out to me to see if I wanted to work on it, and I couldn't, in good faith, do that because I'm a blueprint coder and I don't know how to do anything else. And I assume for something like that, you need to know C++, and of course replication, which is like a weak point of mine. And also just like me working full time for a game studio and then working for another company on this, yeah, I just couldn't give it the time that it would need because you don't want to be held up by somebody who's like, doing these things
Yep.
nights, weekends, that kind of thing. But I retweeted the Micoverse Kickstarter because I think it's such a great idea. Unfortunately, I missed out on backing, so I haven't used it yet. But is it available for sale right now?
So you can join it, what's called the pre-alpha, by
Hmm.
still with late Kickstarter backing.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like $50 you can join it.
Oh, yeah, I
Um,
should definitely do that. Yeah, that sounds great.
yeah. And then if you have a VRM kicking around, are you sure it's still available? Good question, Beppo. I think it is. You don't mind taking a look for me? Uh, and Ray Dog had the question, did it take a while to calculate movements with it? I think she's talking about your Vive trackers.
Oh, well, yeah, the Vive trackers is pretty simple. I guess it's like one thing is like what is your center of gravity? Like, right? Like you have all these trackers. Like, is it just your pelvis or is it
Hmm.
like your pelvis and your feet? Like, what is your character center? And like, is that when that's moving, like, is it additive when you use the joystick? Like, there's a lot of considerations to have, and like, you can get
Hmm.
into a feedback loop, right, where like things can like move. This moves and this moves, and like the offset becomes like exponential, and you fly off into space.
Hmm.
So,
All right,
yeah.
I'm going to shrink this down temporarily, and I want to show people a little bit of your Dino video.
Oh,
'Cause
I'd be honored. Thank you.
my next question is centered around this. I'm going to mute the audio though, because I think this is it's not a DMCA free song, right? I think it's actual copyrighted
I think it
music.
might be. They're a smaller band.
Oh, okay.
I think it.
Okay.
I think it might be okay.
So you're just like a dino working in a coffee shop.
Yeah, it's a very personal project, this one. But yeah, I think the music is important if people could hear a little bit of it.
Wait, this looks like your apartment that you were just showing us in your game.
It might be.
It's the same asset. But you made this with Unreal.
Yeah, and I played the dinosaur. Yeah.
And you're the dinosaur. Okay, so yes, it looks like you could still pledge $50 to the Kickstarter and join the Megaverse Alpha. I'm also sure if you just message her directly, since you have a connection with Miko, she'd probably get you in.
Yeah, I'd love to hang out with everyone at the Megaverse. It sounds great.
Yeah, we have. I'm gonna have a dance party on there on Saturday. You want to come hang
Oh
out?
yeah, this Saturday. I'll see what time it is. Maybe I can make it before I go out to. I have some events that night.
It's okay. It's a busy Halloween weekend because that's the unofficial Halloween. It's Halloween's during the weekday. I mean, this is incredible, dude.
It's heartbreaking. Yeah, I like seeing myself back because I'm like also the camera operator. I got this thing after I do the performance. I put this thing on, and like I'm in the scene watching myself do the performance, like this shot.
Wait, so this shot you were wearing that, like, the trackers and that rig you have in your hand?
So no, I basically do the performance. I record the dinosaur, and for that one, I was just doing this, and then I move the camera up.
So you're both the camera operator and the motion actor in this.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's so strange. It's so weird to do.
That's very cool. That is very cool. Wow. How many hours would you say went into this?
This was a lot. I think I worked on this over like the course of 2 months. But yeah, nights and weekends kind of thing. It's hard for me to actually assess, but could be upwards of 200 hours, 300.
Several hundred hours went into this 4-minute music video.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible, dude. So the question I have related towards this video was, in your recent projects like the dinosaur music video, what are some of the most complex technical challenges you had to solve?
Well, actually, this is kind of an interesting case if you want to rewind a little bit. To
Okay.
do this reflection, I actually had to make a separate subway car, and I actually mirrored all the extras.
Oh, because they're okay. So
Because they separate, because they are two physical objects. Yeah.
okay, so when the dino is in the subway car, you're saying he. Crap! I gotta get back to the subway. Right.
Oh, it's actually just like a few seconds prior to where we were. So it's like kind of the 3/4 mark.
Okay, so like he's in the subway car. And you're saying you had to model people as reflections, like in the glass, outside of the
Well, in that
subway
one,
car.
like, yeah. So like if you skip forward to like the 3/4 mark on the video, probably like 250 in or 230 in.
Okay, let me go 230 in. Okay.
I can't recall exactly. But
Oh yeah. I see. Like you're looking at yourself in the glass. Like in this scene, was there actually two dinos mirrored to make
yes,
this?
yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So stuff like that was like kind of because I had a spawner that like would automatically change like the NPCs, so, like they're random. But then I had to write in like a system for like spawning in specific NPCs. So like
That
if
are
you type in this
mirroring
like set of code, that'll be
exact-
this person. So like that was actually, but you can't even tell. Like it doesn't matter. It's like all this work that like doesn't really pay off at all.
Well, no, it does because a lot of people just like, oh, it's his reflection in the mirror or whatever, and then it's like, it looks so natural that your brain just accepts that, yeah, that's that dino's mirror in the reflection, but you actually had to spawn a copy of yours and then invert all of the transforms so that it looks exactly like a mirror. You
Yeah,
succeeded
like for
in your
for
mission.
every character too.
Yeah. Oh, and every character as well. Dude. Dude.
So that's why it took a long time. Like there's like some stuff like how do I do this? And like I just brute forced it like by doing stuff like this.
Dude, that's so cool.
But it was a lot of fun. Also, like writing the shader, like at the end, like sometimes like things go like so crazy. Yeah, I like that visual. Oh, yeah, there's like so many incredible moments, and I've actually shown this at a few festivals, and people are like, "Wow, this like really is what disassociating feels like." And yeah, there's something extremely emotional about the whole piece that I normally do silly, funny, haha, stupid stuff. Like my most recent film was about Vin Diesel and The Rock and their beef on the Fast and the Furious set. So normally I do stupid stuff, but like this is like how my one serious dramatic piece.
Have you submitted this to like a film festival or anything like that?
Just like a local, smaller scale one, yeah. And like the audience was, they were like, "Wow, did we just do drugs?" Like by the end, they like just, like sell, like because it goes crazy by the end. Like some of this stuff, like a lot of that is actually an Unreal Engine shader that's like looking at depth and like doing like the world position offset on the verts and like doing all sorts of weird stuff.
Wait. So did you flip your world literally upside down in Unreal Engine to make the dino fall through the air?
Yeah. So for that one, I just did this, and then I like moved the character and then turned the camera. So there's a lot of simple tricks, but like what's so cool about the virtual world is you could do anything, and maybe that's why it took so long. Is like, for instance, in this scene was like flicking back and forth between two worlds. With Unreal Engine, you can actually render out the same sequence in a different world. So I just made two different worlds, and I just rendered both out and cut between the two.
That's insane, dude. That's insane. Okay, and then in this scene at the very end, he just turns to a regular person.
Yeah.
So is this video you? Are you the dino in real life? Do you just feel like an
Yeah.
awkward dino trying to work a regular life when you just want to be free?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, it's a very personal thing. I just like a lot of the feelings that I had, and I put them all trying to manifest these kind of inner states into something physical. I mean, that's like what I think good art does, and hopefully other people resonate with it, and it helps them achieve some kind of catharsis.
Yeah, if you guys are like Mega Mocap and you feel like an awkward dino living in a human world, I think you should watch this music video. It gave me feels, and
Mm.
I think you should watch it. Share it with your friends. I think it's an incredible dino video.
Well,
But
thank
yeah,
you.
man. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Beppo shared it with us. He's like, "You need to watch this. It's so good." And I was like, "All right, here we go." And we did, and we all liked it in my channel. So thank you for creating such an inspirational piece, and we love it, man.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Um, all right, let me put on my regular background music, and let's continue. Let's continue. Uh, in your recent projects, like, oh wait, we talked that question. Uh, okay, so I know you have a presence in the Epic developer community. Um, what
Why does my camera
advantages?
keep turning off? Sorry, sorry. Just like
Oh,
seeing my
sorry.
camera keep shutting off. I don't know
Sorry.
what's going
No,
on.
it's
Sorry
me.
about
It's
that.
me. Like anytime I tab out of
Oh.
Discord, it minimizes the camera, which it's a me problem. Let me put this on the same screen. I'm gonna cover you guys up, chat, but don't worry, I'm still reading you on my other screens. It's one of those videos that makes you pause and even stop listening and watching while you flex, says Beppo. True.
Yeah, thanks, Beppo. Yeah, I'm really glad you like it too. Yeah.
All right, so you're part of the Epic developer community. What advantages does mocap provide for streamers and VTubers compared to traditional animation techniques?
Well, it's interesting. One of my first jobs in the industry was actually doing the editorial on a motion capture feature film, like an animated feature. And we talked to the mocap house, which I think they did like Max Steel, like a bunch of other shows. And we said like, okay, well, like this is really expensive per shoot day. Like, what's the difference like between having a bunch of animators do it and like mocap? And then he said mocap's faster, but it costs the same. And so yeah, no, like cleanup, like there's like so many issues. I think you need any motion capture needs to be cleaned up, and like it's a very frail. There's no like turnkey like this is gonna work every time motion capture solution.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to make something that's as solid and as cheap as possible for people trying to get into it, because like you don't know if you want to like invest so much money into like these suits. Also, like with AI stuff. I don't know, did you see the Microsoft? I don't know if it's real time, but like it does like face, body, hands all in one, like two cameras, like
Mm-mm.
crazy, crazy stuff. Kind of like Move AI. Um, yeah, I think there's like a lot of once you like digitize the performance, or like you can like get motion capture, it just opens up the possibilities of like getting different camera angles, or like, oh no, the eye line's wrong. Maybe we need to shift the head over. Like, there's like a lot of play you can have with this stuff. So I don't know if that answers
Mm.
your question, but I think that like there's a lot of value in that, and, like those tools. And yeah, MegaMocap VR is just kind of designed to be like the cheap version of that.
No, no, I think you answered it because like you just answered the first few seconds because you're like, well, it's cheaper. Like, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, I would challenge anyone to animate like a break dancer. Like, good fucking luck. Like
yeah, it'll look
mathematically,
better
or
probably, but yeah.
it probably looked too unnatural type of thing, like too perfect type of thing, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So it wouldn't look believable. But yeah, you could slap a bunch of trackers on and breakdancer and capture that awesome motion, and then yeah, like you're saying, tweak it, do what you need to do to clean it up. It's not one and done, but it
Hmm.
has its advantages over traditional animation.
Yeah.
um, all right, and then there it goes again. Oh, stop it, stop. I'm struggling because I can't minimize Discord, but I need to look at my notes.
Mhm.
uh How do you integrate the randomness of NPC behavior in Unreal with your motion capture work?
Yeah, I've only had to deal with that once for that Rain music video. So it was interesting with all those NPCs, they're completely random where they're walking around, what they're doing. So every time I render it out, it's different. So when I'm recording with that handheld
Thank
rig,
you,
I'm like
Rita.
kind of moving around them, but then that NPC doesn't exist the next time I go to render. So there's kind of like some interesting considerations there. But I think it also added kind of a verite sense and like a realism to the film, because like it's like if you were on the street shooting, that'd be one of your considerations and problems. So it kind of just makes it feel more natural.
Mm, okay, very nice, very nice. Let me ask you on the future of your projects and your community. What features or updates do you have planned for Mocap VR? Are there any
Yeah.
community contributions you've integrated into the project?
Yeah, I think like the one time that someone submitted something was basically I had like input bindings that were only for the index controllers, because I wasn't thinking about like Vive wands and all that stuff. And so like they
Mm-hmm.
made like an alternate player pawn that just used Vive trackers. I'm like, oh wait, we can just do like a multiple binding thing. So like yeah, that was like kind of the one. And I welcome if anyone like wants to commit anything. Definitely, yeah, submit code changes to MegaMocap VR. As far as like things I really want, I mean, the dream with this project is, and I was talking to Hori from Xanadu about this. It would be so cool to put on a VR headset, be in a shared location with a bunch of people. Maybe someone's moving lights around, maybe someone's placing the cameras. Like, make it a film set, but in virtual space that's shared. That would just be
Mm.
the coolest thing. Because, like, oftentimes when I'm doing these shoots, either me or whoever's operating the engine is the only person in that world. Like, everyone else can see it on the screen, but like, there's a disconnect. Like, most of that work happens later, right? And so it's interesting. Like with film, it's so low maintenance to do the shoots. Like it's not like, oh, we need to have this prop, we need to have the light set, we need everything in front of the lens like ready to go. Like you kind of do things in stages, but it would be nice to kind of bring some of that rush back to like get as much in camera as possible um, when you're shooting. I think that that would be a good place to take motion capture in the future, and that's where kind of when I take my project.
Mm. That's cool, man. That's cool. Uh, how do you balance working on the technical aspects of Mega Mocap VR with creating fun, engaging content with Twitch?
Oh, my secret is I don't. Uh,
That works. Like whatever you're
yeah.
working on, that's what you're streaming. Here you go, guys. Here you go. You're in the
Well,
trenches with me.
yeah. Well, I guess that's not true. Like, I do find it hard to focus on coding because I've done it before. I've tried to like code on stream, and
Mm.
there's a lot of like really helpful people that are trying to like kind of assist you in chat, but like sometimes you just can't see the solution even like that they're presenting, and like it just becomes kind of confusing for everyone involved. Mostly what I do is like I showcase new features, or I'll like show, say, clips from the new Vin Diesel film that I'm working on, or just things of note like that.
Mm-hmm. And Splitfire said your project is like being on a movie set, but in VR with everyone. That's pretty cool, man. That is true. That's a true description of it. That's pretty cool.
And I have
Um,
some friends that make films in VR chat, and so that's God, like that's basically what I'm hoping to do. Like that's such a cool idea, and I think the Micoverse is really well suited for that, right?
yeah, like the Micoverse for sure has that capability because it's from the player standpoint. Like you just load in and use it,
Hmm.
or and Unreal Engine, in my opinion, makes so many of the characters, their outfits look so much better. Like
Yeah, the
it's
lighting.
the
Oh yeah.
lighting, the materials, the reflections, the like you can tell stuff looks leather, you can tell stuff looks, rubbery or wet. Like uh, yeah, Micoverse is very much designed for that, says Beppo. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um all right. Let
Maybe
me
I should just stop and like let Micoverse take the wheel.
or you can see how you can incorporate some of your stuff into the Micoverse.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I offered like a lot of my control rigs early on, and yeah, I think that there's a good deal of collaboration that could be had there. Yeah.
yeah. Plus, sometimes some of the devs um, come into my stream and hang out. So let me see if Godman's here. I don't think he is, but I think if I went into the Micoverse and then announced that I wasn't on the Micoverse Discord, maybe Godman would stop by. Um, oh, there the camera went because I tabbed away. Sorry about that.
Mm. Oh, no problem.
There we go. Okay. Nope, it's me. It's me. It's me tabbing around. Oh.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't get Stream Together working. Maybe next time.
Yeah, it never works. It never works the first time. Um,
Mm.
uh, you can collab in real time. It's like meant for real professional Hollywood applications. That is true. It could
Mm.
work.
That's
It could
super
work.
cool.
Um,
Yeah.
all right. Next question. As I tab around, hopefully you don't disappear. What do you think the future holds for motion capture technology in gaming, animation, and streaming?
Yeah, I think it's going to be AI stuff. And yeah, maybe I should go on like a rant about
Go for it.
generative AI. I don't
Let's do
know.
it. Let's do the rant. What's your rant on generative AI?
I don't have much of a really concise take besides I don't like it. Um, yeah, but I think
What?
that where AI could help out is like, say, in motion capture, stopping foot sliding, or
Mhm.
like you've seen Cascadeur. I don't know if that's really AI. I mean, the whole thing like motion, like machine learning, like what are all these? I don't know. But I think like yeah, contact points on a surface, like stuff like that that are like tedious and like annoying to actually animate. I think that that's where like that stuff could really shine.
Hmm. And what makes you hate generative AI?
I guess for me, I mean, maybe it's like a selfish thing, because like I've basically spent like 30 plus years learning all this stuff, visual effects, um, art in general, and then like to see a lot of that kind of go to the wayside because people aren't going to hire artists because oh, it's just cheaper to like type in a prompt, hit a button, it's good enough, and I don't think that it has a real viewpoint, and it's like it's not created by a person per se. It's like an amalgamation of a bunch of other people's stolen
Hmm.
work, and it just doesn't feel good to me that people are going to lose their livelihoods because of this tool set. Yeah.
That won't be an issue from what I've seen, says Geofracture Games.
Oh, okay.
Really,
That's good to
Geofracture
hear.
Games. Okay,
I just
okay.
feel like a lot of corporate people won't care. Like it's like, oh, here's like I mean, I already see it for like posters for bands and stuff. It's like
Mm,
I guess that's fine. Bands don't make a lot of money, but I don't know. It just kind of doesn't
yeah,
make me feel good to look at.
yeah. I think Toys R Us went viral because they made and released the first AI-generated toy commercial. I think they just did
Yeah.
it as like just to go viral. Like I don't think, but I was also talking to another dev earlier today, and we were talking about how there's prompt engineers now, and like
Mm,
he's like actually I know somebody, and he was saying that he's like yeah they get paid buku bucks hourly, but they only get like 7 hours of work like a week, so like it nets
mm.
out to be less is what he's saying. North Star says generative AI was trained on something. That's the main
Yeah.
issue with it, in my opinion. That's true.
And all these platforms, like I think I'm not sure if LinkedIn has done it yet, but like definitely Twitter, like everything you put on there is like scraped.
Yep.
Like they have the rights to scrape now. I mean, they scraped it without having rights before, but like yeah.
Now they're at least telling you that they're doing it.
Hmm, hmm.
Geofracture Games says so. AI is good at a rough approximation, which is useful for people who can't afford an actual CGA guy. But if you want
Hmm.
something more specific, you need a human. And Beppo says,
Yeah.
"Oh, everything you put on everywhere, yeah, like if it's on the internet, it's gonna get scraped." Like I agree with you,
Yeah.
Beppo.
Yeah. That's sad.
Um, okay. Let me ask you another question. Has there been any collaborations within the Unreal Engine or mocap communities that have helped push your projects further?
Hopefully this one.
Hopefully this one. Well, when's the
um,
last time you've collabed in general? Like,
um, yeah, before this, I think it was just Hannah X Banana. I went on her stream with Woody Devs,
oh,
and
nice.
that was a lot of fun. And then immediately after, I think Miko jumped on. That was really cool.
Hey,
Yeah, that
that's
was a great
cool.
time.
That's a cool collab. You know, all these Unreal Engine gods. That was a great stream.
Yeah.
Yep. Um,
Oh yeah, Beppo, you were there. Yeah.
mhm. All right. I don't think you. Okay, this question I don't think applies, but I'll still ask it anyways. What made you transition from being a developer to a Twitch streamer? How do you blend both worlds in your streams?
Yeah, it's again, as I mentioned earlier, in case anyone missed it, I basically VTubed and started like streaming because I wanted to see if my system could do it. And again, like I do think that like the art form of streaming is such that it's kind of not really in any other medium that I've seen. And I think that like the potential for storytelling is huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, no, and it kind of like now there's like a symbiotic existence between the two. Like your Twitch streams can become your content that you put on YouTube, and or you can use your YouTube content to incorporate into your Twitch streams. So I think there's kind of like a synergy between the two.
Hmm.
Um,
I think it is very important to like put your stuff up on YouTube if anyone's looking to
to
growth, I
grow.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I currently have 2 strikes right now, so I'm kind of like trying to lay low
Oh.
right now. Um,
Oh no.
until my at least one strike.
TikTok. Go on TikTok.
No. Are you on TikTok?
No, not yet.
Not
I am
yet.
gonna go on TikTok, but like, so the thing is with those platforms is like they boost the hell out of whatever you do, like your first few weeks. So I
Oh
want to have
yeah.
like a ton of videos ready and just like bam, 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 bam. I mean, maybe it's like on a per video and not like a time basis, but like I want to like make a big splash and then just not use it.
Yeah, see if they give. Yeah, they give you that initial high of
Yeah.
several hundred views for free, and then
Oh, I'm done chasing the dragon. Like I think I had like 14 million views on a video, and like I think I'm done.
really, you had a 14 million video. That's cool,
Yeah, I think
man.
Pokemon Apocalypse. Actually, what is that one at? I don't know if you've seen it. I made a dark and gritty Pokemon trailer way back. I'm actually in the trailer
Mm,
too.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Nintendo didn't DMCA you.
It was at that time where like I think any later they would have like killed me. Oh yeah, 13 million.
13 million, nice.
For a while, it was like you search for Pokemon, it was like the #1 result on YouTube for like months. It was weird.
All right, what are your favorite types of content to create with your motion capture technology? Do you have any dream projects you love to work on?
Yeah, I really like making stupid, funny short films. The one that I guess I could show you a little bit of it. Let's see. I'll send you a link. Actually, maybe it's better if you actually show people. So if you just want to like skip to like a minute 40 or 50 or something like that on this video.
Okay, hold on. I gotta make this work. So one, I gotta shrink you down. And then make your camera come back. And then I need to shrink it down. 1 second, Gatos.
No, you can be big. I don't care.
I want to be proportional. There we go. And I gotta maximize Discord again so you come back up. Okay. I also need to turn back on Firefox. There we go. Now Boom made me a chungus to cover you up. There we go. And then so Boom put some Easter eggs in my project when Boom worked on it. And
when you weren't looking, just like put in some malicious backdoor code.
Yeah, so now anytime Boom types chungus in the chat, it makes me chunky like her. Okay, where am I jumping to?
Just like a minute 50 or so in.
50. Wait,
so the story is The Rock shows up and he's like, I'm gonna kill all your characters, and so Vin Diesel has to go through time and space to save his previous characters.
Wait, what?
It's crazy. This film is nuts. I love it.
Yeah, if Beppo typed Beast, my cat turns blue like a Mr. Beast logo.
Yeah, so Boom, it's not available yet, but basically we're gonna have a premiere next month for a film festival, and then we're looking at polishing it up and making it online. This was so much fun. This like basically took us 3 days to make.
I've triangulated Xander Cage at Witch Mountain.
And for most of it, I just turned on physics.
Witch Mountain.
that's probably a good enough clip.
Mountain.
Wait.
Which
Did you?
mountain is
Which mountain?
That's what I'm saying.
I 3D modeled that then, yeah.
Wait, did you 3D model all the characters? And then...
I found the Groot on Sketchfab, but I added like face shapes to them. Yeah.
Fucking
Face
damn
shapes.
it.
And then Vin Diesel? You made Vin Diesel, or you another Sketchfab?
Witch Mountain.
Yeah, so Vin Diesel was I took a metahuman that was close. Like I tried to get a metahuman close, then I took into Blender, made some blend shape adjustments, and yeah.
Then you got
so that's
Vin
metahuman.
Diesel. That's a metahuman. That's pretty good.
The Rock does not look good. I don't know if there's a shot of The Rock anywhere, but he does not look. Yeah, Triple X is in this bitch. Most of the film is just me like having fun turning on ragdolls and like physics.
Now that's why The Rock's cooking you candy ass bitch.
So the Rock sculpt really got away from me.
Then you just got saved by the Iron Giant?
Oh, I didn't know he was in that.
And I purposely left like a seam in the sky. Like I tried to make it janky, but also kind of cool.
Also, I haven't seen the Iron Giant. Don't hurt me, Gatos. I know the reference. So my community has learned. I grew up in a Shinobi Academy that was very restrictive of what media I could see. And I have not seen so many movies. I haven't seen Triple X.
You don't need to.
I haven't seen the Fast or the Furious movies, which I know this is a reference to.
Yes.
Like Fail Gato said, I was so mad. Which I feel bad because it seems like films are your passion, and you like. Wait, what got you started in films? Like,
yeah, I guess I did like stop motion as a kid. So I'm kind of used to spending a lot of time alone, just like tinkering with stuff. But yeah, I think there's a lot of joy of being on set and like doing like I've done like 48-hour film challenges where we actually use my system to make a full motion capture short film in just a weekend. And just having everyone together working on something on set, coming up with ideas, like that's a really energizing, fun time. So yeah, I guess like film it's got like a community aspect to it. It's an art form, and just like there's also an end product at the end. So like you have like so many parts of the journey. It's just like a really enthralling process.
okay, so you've always been into film, even since you were a kid, doing stop motion, even just with old mediums and stuff, and then you grew that. You grew into Unreal and motion capture. Wait, you said you worked with Unity a little bit?
Yeah, so before I made MegaMocap in Unreal Engine, I actually made a version in Unity using Playmaker, which is another visual scripting, and it actually was pretty good. And there's a lot of features that I had in that I don't have in Unreal Engine yet. Yeah, there's just I got to a roadblock where like exporting an FBX with blend shapes out of Unity was just like impossible. Like you just couldn't round trip stuff. Whereas Unreal Engine seems to be designed for that from the ground up. So, and also like there's time code in Unreal Engine. Like there's all these things that are more film centric, I suppose. Oh, I know about Clay Fighters.
Yeah. Wait, what is Clay Fighters? Explain to me.
Clay Fighters is great. Clay Fighters is a very bad fighting game, but it's like made out of like the animations are super cool, and I love the characters too. But it's just kind of like a rudimentary like take on Mortal Kombat. Judgment Clay was better. That was like the sequel.
Okay, so you've always been in gaming too. So film and gaming were huge. Did you go to school for like what you're working in now, or do you have a technical background or an artistic background? Education.
I went to university, Simon Fraser University up in Canada for filmmaking, and it's a very indie focused program. And maybe that's why I have an aversion to like working in like the bigger film industry. Also, I guess like working on bigger production, I just noticed how like everyone's so siloed and like, okay, you just do your part of it and there's no creative dialogue because there's not really a time for it.
It's a machine, so you do your
It's a
part
machine.
in that machine. Your cog in that machine. Okay.
Yeah, it's film production. Like you are like producing whatever your aspect of it is to like see someone else's vision come to life, which doesn't mean that there's not like joy and creativity in it, because like there definitely is. But I don't know, like just like going to SFU is like very here's how you make a money like on your own, a movie on your own terms and that kind of thing. And yeah, because I'm really into video games, I've always like made video game parodies on like my YouTube channel, and I just felt like I was too dumb to make a game because people say that movies are like the ultimate art form because like it's writing, it's acting, it's light, like all these things, photography. But I think games is actually more because then there's like programming and engineering and like making sure like everything's structured in a way that you can actually like maintain and like add on to. And so yeah, I feel like games are like the ultimate medium, and so I've since transitioned into working in games. I find like that's the most interesting space to me. And of course, we were talking about Silent Hill earlier. You've got like these things that are like cinematic experiences in a way. Like
yeah,
there's,
that
like,
game
these
is
beautiful
more of a
cutscenes.
yeah. That game
Yeah.
feels like a movie, and it feels
Yeah.
like you're transported to a different world. So because you have
100%.
interest in film and games, that is what steered you into what you're working on now. Both
Exactly.
professionally, for your 40 hours a week as a job, and then as an independent and on your off time with your small project. That's cool, man. That's cool. And then And then Unreal Engine is where you saw the true opportunity to, be empowered to make cool stuff. Wow.
I'm tempted to go on the Unity rant.
Oh no, the Unity anti-Unity or pro-Unity?
I'm very anti-Unity, and
there you
I
go.
feel bad because I know a lot of people use it and love it, but I struggled for so long, and then coming to Unreal Engine to find out like, oh, there's a tool for that I don't have to buy on the marketplace. Like, oh, someone thought that I would need this, and like it's in the engine. Like, but then of course there's so much that's like, where's this checkbox? So.
Yep.
But yeah, like I try to like tell everyone I can, just try Unreal Engine. Like,
Just go make the
there's
transition.
yeah. What's your experience been like using it?
Well, it's been fun, but I will agree with you. Like, I don't enjoy when something breaks and then you gotta go find it. Or like
Yeah.
the versions, right? Like you switch versions and something breaks and you're just like, because like when I was on 5.1, they would push updates and then shit broke because whatever update they pushed, because that was the current version. And then I didn't appreciate that. That's when, when I moved to 5.21 and then they moved to 5.3, I'm like, I'm staying. Fuck that. Like, until they've got a proven version and they're like on 5.4, then I'll move to 5.3 or type of thing. So, but overall,
It's always a work in progress. That's what I've come to learn. Like,
Yep.
you want the stability, but it's never going to happen.
Silent Hill was a very good cinematic scenes. Yes, it does, Little Hollow. Chava also said there's a lot of games that have become art. Kojima stories are great in video games. Absolutely,
Yes.
Chava. Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
And then Geofracture Games says Unity was good until they messed up the pricing, says Geofracture Games. And he is also a game dev, so that's
Yeah, my issue was like you say that things break. I felt like Unity broke everything in my project. Whereas like with Unreal Engine, when I'm going from version to version, it'll tell me, oh, there's a compiler error because this thing was removed, or like it'll direct me to where the problem is in my blueprints, and I have no problems. Like it'll typically take me like a few hours to like update my system. In fact, my system right now will work in 5.5 with like very minimal code changes. In fact, I don't think there's
so
any
good.
if you have the right plugins.
Yeah, and Beppo says, "Yep, that's why there's still games coming out in UE4." Yep. They need to revision hold everything. Well, since you have a lot of experience, what advice would you give to aspiring creators who want to get into mocap or game development using Unreal Engine?
Yeah, I guess that is a hard one. It seems overwhelming because it is. I used a tutorial from I think Game Dev TV on. So yeah, just find like a tutorial series. Most of them I've seen are pretty good. But just know that you'll never learn everything about the engine, and just be okay with that. And oftentimes my learning process is like, I need to do a thing. What does that entail? And it's like almost like that scene from Malcolm in the Middle where the dad's trying to change a light bulb or something, and like, oh, but the drawer is squeaky. So like you just kind of keep cascading through all these issues that are related to the thing you want to do. Like, oh, I need to make an animation blueprint now, or I need to make a control rig now. And like there's all these things. I think as long as you make time for that process, you will get it. Like I came from not knowing any programming. Like I did visual effects, sure, that was like compositing some 3D work, but I didn't know anything about programming, and I'm able to make something that kind of works. So I think you could do much better.
Yep. Okay, I think I had a mini F for a sec. Are we back? F, are we back? We back? Question mark.
I didn't see your stream go down. It looks like it's okay to me.
Okay, we just dropped some frames. That's all that happened. Okay. We're doing okay. Okay, yeah, we're back. Refresh. Okay. Yeah, we'll say it is intimidating. I think you have to understand that it's not a VTubing application. It's not a, Adobe Premiere to make a movie type of thing. It's a game engine. So you're going to have to learn how to use a game engine before you learn how to make a VTuber or how to make a movie. And so I agree with MegaMocapMans. You're just gonna have to go watch some tutorials on how to operate and make a game before you learn enough to be able to use it for your purposes.
Yes.
But you don't need to know coding or 3D modeling to learn Unreal. Exactly, Boom.
And that's impressive, Boom. That's incredible. You do amazing work. So that's incredible
Yeah,
to
Boom.
hear.
Boom never Boom has a degree in marketing, not in Unreal Engine, and Boom has really made one of the most impressive projects on this platform. Yeah, I learned from a guy. He's actually like, I think he's like 17 now, but he started making YouTube videos. Gorka Games. Have you heard of Gorka Games?
Oh, Gorka's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a kid. Like he just.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I was like, what the fuck? I caught his Twitch stream. And he's like, oh yeah, I just had my 16th birthday yesterday or whatever. And I was like, you're fucking 16? Wait, what? Like, what
Yeah,
great
like
parents.
Some
They,
8-year-old is gonna like destroy me at modeling for sure.
to be honest, I think it's more challenging for coders learning designer is harder than coding. Yeah, if you have more of a coding background, like art and modeling, I think is intimidating to me. Like I made my donut.
Yeah.
I did my 3D donut in Blender. And that's as far as I went.
3D sucks, that's for sure. Like if you don't do things in the right order, like you can really hoop yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but if your little Chavas show interest and you just pump them full of, content for creating games and stuff, like they can become awesome devs, game devs in no time. But they have to have that interest. Because I think that's what happened with Gorka Games. I think he just loved video games to the point where his parents were like, hey, do you want to learn how to build them? And then probably got him some good education on that. Or maybe he did it all through YouTube, who knows? But dude's incredible, and like,
yeah,
he's a teen. Like, right,
maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm alone in feeling like this. But like when I started making games, it felt like another game, like a puzzle game or something. Like I was trying to like bash these things together, and like that's a really rewarding experience occasionally.
Your YouTube channel showcases. Yeah, let's talk about your YouTube channel. Your YouTube channel showcases some incredible creative projects, like your dinosaur video that we watched earlier. How do you come up with ideas for these unique videos?
Oh, that's it's really a hard question because like where do ideas come from?
Nice, Chava.
Obviously like flashes of inspiration, but mostly I guess because I make a lot of parody stuff, it's being inspired by the source material. Like I make the Fast and Furious parody film because I love the Fast and the Furious. Like I think that like now after playing Silent Hill, damn, I want to make something like Silent Hill. Like, and you can see like every game since then in horror genre has tried to be, it's like Silent Hill 2. Like it's like a Rosetta Stone of all the horror games I like now. I was like, oh, I didn't realize they did this way back then. So I think that mostly for me, it's inspiration.
Nice job. Nice, Hollow. It's fun to stick with music and sound. I mean, if that's your passion, stick with your passion. This has to be your passion. Don't make it a job. Beppo says SolidWorks has some really nice way of making 3D. You make everything with parameters, and you make a directory tree with all the features. It was super intuitive for me. Yep. Alright, the Mega Steak Man channel blends technical showcases with storytelling. How do you balance making content that is both educational and entertaining?
I have another one of those non-answers. I don't.
You just do what you feel.
Yeah, and I think that's really hindered my growth because like people do want to see one type of content from a channel, and if you deviate too much, it's kind of over for you. I find like I mean, there are definitely variety channels out there that work. They come there for the personality. But with my channel, my personality is not really front and center. Like I'll be in the tutorial videos, but I'm not in like my sketches or anything else like that. So, yeah, it's a really tough thing to balance, and I wouldn't recommend trying to balance them. If you can, make them separate, or if you can manage. I mean, obviously, making content for 2 channels is like, wow, now you're...
That's overwhelming. Yeah, that was my thought. I was like, oh god, don't make me separate my content. No, you're managing 2 YouTube channels. Ray
Well,
Dog.
even the same thing with our company channel. Like people come here for one type of game, and like when the other type of game doesn't come, they comment, "What about other game?" And like they just like they want to see the content from the game they like.
Ray Dog wants to know: have you ever been contacted by anybody in the celebrity field? Has any celeb reached out to you to, work on something?
It's definitely happened, and I'm blanking on it. Um, I guess. So Phil Lord and Chris Miller saw my Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs in 60 Seconds, and they got me in touch with the pop-up video guys, and I worked with them for a little bit on their YouTube channel. So weird stuff like that. Worked a lot with Mike Diva on his stuff. Now he works for like Saturday Night Live, doing like the digital shorts and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really slowed down because well, I'll say this, when I had a YouTube channel, I was more in the public eye, even though I wasn't like really front and center on the channel. So I did get a lot of people reaching out to me all the time. So there's a huge benefit for just like having your work out there. Like I got invited down to test out, say, the HoloLens, and like all these like really cool opportunities came my way. So yeah, I can't really recall like celebrity encounters so much as just getting cool opportunities to like go down and see the Microsoft team and test out this new AR device and
Bro,
stuff like that.
bro,
Yeah.
you can't drop a little hint like that and not talk about it. You got invited by Microsoft?
Oh well, this is like the first HoloLens, so this is not a new thing. Don't
Wait,
get
I don't.
excited.
What's a HoloLens? What's a HoloLens?
A HoloLens. Let's see. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. This is the HoloLens. Just throw it around. This thing's actually really cool.
Hmm?
Oh, I think I zipped it up rather than unzip it. So it's a visor that basically puts, I don't know if it's really easy to see, but like there's a sweet spot where the actual image shows up. So it's it puts holograms into your space. So really, really cool device. But the thing is, like, the field of view is like this. So you can imagine like only a small section of your vision has the AR overlay.
All questions are welcome, Ray Dog.
Mm.
Has any of your ideas been limited by technology, either hardware or software? Asked Chavez. How did you tackle that issue?
All the time. Most of the time, it's like simplest tricks work the best. Like, for instance, when you're doing like compositing work, as much as you can film practically and then stitch together using masks and stuff, like that's kind of like the best way to do things often. You're typically always limited by something. It used to be that I was limited by rendering. It would be like 2 hours a frame to like render out an animation for like some of these short films I did. Now with Unreal Engine, it's like that's not a problem anymore. But then your time goes into like making the animation better. So it's like as much time as you have to do a project, you will fill that time somehow. So I guess like time as a cause, that's like probably more of a problem than like technology or hardware. But to be more specific about hardware, I say like motion capture and Vive trackers, like occlusion issues, having too many in a room, Wi-Fi interference. Like there's so many things that can go wrong with these devices. Having to restart your hardware all the time, it's a time suck. And so yeah, I'd say like things aren't as stable and as I'd like them to be. But I think that stuff's gonna get better, hopefully.
Yep. I didn't even think about Wi-Fi interference. Hey, thank you for the follow, D Pirate Roberts. Beppo, I guess both Beppo and Chava's questions relate to that HoloLens. And Chava
Yeah.
wants to know, it's like AR, and Beppo says
Yeah.
such a narrow field of view. You don't get sick with wearing one of those.
Well, what's interesting about it is like it can't actually put black. It can only put light. So it's all it looks like a Star Wars hologram. So you can see through a lot of objects. I mean, I guess if like it's really bright, sometimes it's opaque enough that like it gives the illusion of something really being there. But if you want to see an example of what it looks like, I've got a few HoloLens films on my YouTube channel that I actually shot with the device. So it has like onboard cameras, and it actually records like what you see. And like what's cool about it is like we were shooting in-camera VFX in a way. I was placing a hologram where you basically pinch and drop, and like I could see it, but no one else could. And I was filming the scene, and like, okay, the thing just said the line, so now do your line. And like, I had to like kind of communicate to the actors in a weird way. It was really, really fun. It was an interesting way of shooting. But again, like, I wish everyone could see it, and that'd be a nice thing about VR, where like everyone's in a shared space.
Okay, so I want to do a time check. We are 2 hours in, I believe. So you got 1 more hour, if I remember correctly.
That's correct. Yes.
All right. Let's see if we can make it to the rest of these questions. What is the most challenging or rewarding video you've created so far for your YouTube channel, and why?
I guess the most rewarding one was probably Pokemon Apocalypse. That one definitely did the most for my channel, and it was so early on in my channel, it kind of set an unrealistic expectation because it went hugely viral. And most of that comes down to my friend Corey, who basically faked it like a leaked trailer from Comic-Con. He put like time code at the bottom and overlaid a crowd going crazy. He filmed it in his like basement on a projector. Really brilliant what he did. Like, he like leaked it on his website, like, oh my god, check out this thing. And like everyone was speculating about it, like, is that Keira Knightley? Like, who's in this trailer? Like, it was really a weird time to watch the forums and like the discussions about this thing.
All right, now
But-
I want to watch it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's-
feel free to put it on.
Let's watch a little bit of this Pokemon Apocalypse, and then you can tell us about, you can give us the director's cut, so to
Sure.
speak.
Well, I can also tell you it was also extremely challenging because I had a falling out with one of my best friends because of it. Because like, essentially, he was set to direct it, and I was gonna write it and be the cinematographer. But like, I kept working with the actors, and like, kind of he wasn't around a whole lot, so like, I kind of became the director leading up until the shoot. And like, I think a week or two prior, I was like, hey, would it be okay if I directed this one? It's like really close to me. Like, I wrote it, and like, I'm doing all these things for it. Like, the actors are talking to me a lot. Like, they want to work with me primarily. Just because like he wasn't around a whole lot for the kind of rehearsals. And of course, like, that's a hard thing to ask anybody to do, to step down from that role. So he refused, and rightly so. But then like the shoot kept going along, and like, it just tension from like all sides. Like, the actors weren't happy, he wasn't happy, I wasn't. It was a really brutal shoot too. Way behind schedule. Like, we actually basically shot a short film worth of material to make a trailer, because I thought like it'd be nice to have like the actors ramp up into the scenes like before the trailer line. Like, there actually is a scene prior to that, and I think you can kind of feel it watching it. But yeah, we can watch a little bit if you want.
Yeah, let's. Well, it's only 2.5 minutes, or 2 minutes and 50.
Yeah, it's pretty
probably,
short.
Yeah, we could probably get through this. So this is your most viral video, with 13 million views. That's a big number. That's a big number. And that means you made a pretty penny from that. Nice.
Not really.
Not
No.
really.
I want to be the best. Like no one ever was.
Ash, there are no more masters. Everything we've worked for is gone.
Can't you see the fights are getting worse?
Pikachu's gonna die in those pits.
Pikachu falls when Ivysaur comes out. Nice and simple.
No.
When was the last time you saw Oak? How about Misty? Be a shame if you never see him again.
I can't just do nothing.
You've got a choice, goddammit!
I choose you.
Bro.
What? You got your money?
Yeah, well, you almost killed him.
What are you so upset about? It's just a Pikachu.
This is dark.
Oh yeah.
Ash, what can I do for you?
I'm out.
You son of a bitch! You're dead! And everyone you know is dead! Everyone!
Where's Ash?
Where is he?
Then prepare for trouble.
And make it double.
Damn.
Dead!
Team Rocket gone dark.
Where is Ash? Catch him!
When is it gonna stop?
When I've caught them all.
Whoa, dude. Now walk us through the process. So, I'm assuming the Pokemon were made and done and rendered in Unreal, correct? Or
No. So this
No?
was, look at the time. This was, I think, 2012. What year was
14
this?
years ago?
Yeah.
Damn, this was before your
So
Unreal days.
yes. So I actually learned 3D for this program for this project. So these are
project?
my first 3D animations and models, which is
Okay.
insane.
So
That's
you
also why they look bad.
okay, so you just dived into it because you wanted to add 3D aspects. Okay, so how did you put this? So this is a combination of Premiere plus what? Or
Yeah, so like a shot like that will be like it rendered out of Cinema 4D, and then I comped it in After Effects, poorly.
in After Effects. And then
Yeah.
14 years ago, this was pretty badass for 14 years ago though. We have to remember the
Yeah, it was.
graphics of
Look
14
up
years
the
ago.
extras we have.
Oh, you had extras. Okay, so and then
All those people.
wait, so it starts with a script, and then how'd you come?
Hmm.
Is that you? I think that's you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
That's
I
a
played,
younger
Brock.
mocap. You played Brock. Nice. And then were these like your friends? These are paid actors, a mix of both, or
So yeah, we did open auditions. Actually, funny story. How I met Corey, the guy that actually did the marketing push for this, was because he saw my Craigslist ad and he sent one of his friends to meet with me, another reporter for the website he worked for, to see if I was crazy or not. And apparently, I passed the crazy test, which I don't know. I don't know about that because I'm making a Pokemon fan film, but like, basically, yeah, I had the script and like I just wrote like, what if Pokemon were real? Like, just seriously, like they'd probably be used for like violence or something, right? Like maybe I'm
Yep.
thinking more like a crime drama thing, but like what would be like the worst use cases for a Pokemon? And I just like put it all into one script. And I just thought it'd be kind of a cool place to take this because like obviously like I don't want to like corrupt Pokemon and make it something that it's not, but like it's kind of like a what if scenario. Like what if it was more like the real world? And yeah, it's just kind of an interesting exercise, honestly.
yeah, it would be. I very well could see this world where it's like the gyms are like now it's just like dogfighting type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a dark undercurrent to like the actual thing. Anyways, like it's kind of sad. You're like imprisoning these creatures out in the wild, but then all the lore is like, oh, they like being, your friends. It's all about friendship and the power of love. And like, it's like no,
But now we
it's
make them
dark.
fight.
Yeah, they're fainting. I guess they're like leaning away from that. Now you just like throw balls at them in the new games, right? You don't even fight them in the
Yep.
wild. But yeah, it's dark.
Interesting. Okay. And so this is your like so you went to school for this, you decided you wanted to make a short film parody. That was a what
This is
if.
right after film school. In fact, I think I used a lot of the resources I had at film school. Like it was like in my last year wrapping up. But yeah, I learned how to 3D model. I made all the characters. It took me probably a year to make this thing, and we did like probably 3 or 4 shoots. So like we just kept going back and like, what does this moment need? What does this moment need? And like it just kept like kind of growing.
Yeah, who's the is this I forget the Giovanni? Is this Giovanni?
That's Giovanni. Yeah.
And who's this dude? Just somebody you got through Craigslist?
So
or?
He's a local legend from Vancouver, David Quast, who does a lot of theater acting. And actually, he was dating Misty, so like that's how we got him. Like we basically cast
Oh,
Misty from one of those auditions, and then like he came along too, and like yeah, it was just like so many favors pulled. Like getting some of these locations, like is I don't think I could do the same thing again today.
wow. So this was a film school production. It's really
Yeah.
good. It went viral on YouTube. Also, unfortunately, made you have a falling out with a friend. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was an emotional time for me and Lee, but like since then, Lee's actually he's gone on to be like in the new Assassin's Creed game. He's Agent Stone and Sonic.
Oh, nice.
He's killing it. He's like in so many good roles.
Uh,
So
he said it took
yeah,
a year, Chava. How many months does it
yeah, it
say,
took
guys?
over like just over a year. Yeah.
It's over a year. Damn. It's pretty cool, man. But you've had several. Actually, I was looking at your channel. You've had several videos go viral.
Yeah, it's harder to do now. I gotta say, like, there's something about the way they changed watch. Well, I guess it's watch time. Like, you used to be able to just do like a banger video that's like really short, and like, yeah, people would watch it. But like now, you gotta balance watch time and like intriguing premise and the hook. Like, people fall off videos so fast. It's pretty difficult these days.
Shit, Navi says. Okay. So it didn't make you a pretty penny then, even with its 13 million views.
Not really. People offered to buy the video from me, like Machinima and like a bunch of channels. Yeah, it was a weird time. I actually didn't monetize it because I was afraid I was going to get sued or like a takedown from Nintendo if I did.
Oh.
So, but even still, like I've monetized it since. You don't make that much money on YouTube, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I would agree it's a parody, so I think you're safe, but you never know with Nintendo Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
like they're a machine.
hmm
Your YouTube videos often just demonstrate the versatility of your mocap tools. Do you see YouTube as a way to attract more people to using mocap in their own projects?
Sorry, can you repeat that one? I was
Sorry.
reading Beppo's comment.
Well, that's okay. And they're still likely to go after you. They start going after videos retroactively, says Beppo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You never know with Nintendo. They sue themselves. That is true. I did cover that news story the other day that they're suing themselves. Your YouTube videos often demonstrate the versatility of your mocap tools. Do you see YouTube as a way to attract more people to using mocap in their own projects?
Yeah, I like ending the videos now where you see how I did it and you see it's just in my house. Because I want to show that it is approachable. I would love for more people to get into it. I know it's still expensive, like the Vive trackers and like a setup, like VR setup. To me, I think the thing that's nice about it is like they're good for other things besides VR. Like you could use these I've seen people do puppet shows with them. Like you use VR chat. There's like so many versatile things you can do with them, but even still, I know it's an expense. So I don't know if like my primary focus is to get people into using MegaMocapVR, but I guess like with all my tutorials and stuff, it has been a bit of a focus for me.
Yeah,
I might start working more on like my own creative stuff. Yeah, I don't know if that kind of a weird situation, but like I make videos about whatever I'm focused on and whatever I'm doing currently, and that just happens to be MegaMocapVR right now.
No, it's good, man. It does contrast that you don't have to spend ridiculous amount of monies for the best motion capture stuff, and you can still be creative with the tools that are either cheap or free. So I commend you for it.
Thanks.
What has been the reception from your YouTube audience regarding your tutorials and mocap showcase? Have you noticed any trends in what content resonates with most people or with your viewers?
I've definitely, yeah, I think there's a much smaller audience for it, but early days of YouTube, I don't know if this is still kind of like the hot tip that it once was, but people would say that you just need a few super fans that are going to share your videos. And they said like behind the scenes, letting people in on your process and like getting to know you helps with creating fans that will help spread your work around more. That's not why I do it, but like I also mostly make the tutorials so I remember how to do things. Like I've gone back to my how to blow up 1,000 cats video multiple times to remember how I do chaos caching. Like so it's almost like a checkpoint of knowledge. Like, oh, how did I do that? Like I make it so I can revisit past works.
Did you
It's
just say how to blow up 1,000 cats?
oh yeah, I did it.
You got me and Boom hissing at you.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. Remember whose channel you're on right now.
They were all bad.
They're all bad cats. I don't know. Yeah, remember whose channel you're on and remember whose channel rated in. We're watching you, buddy. We're watching you.
Well, yeah, if you watch the video, it starts off with me like in prison. I'm doing a confessional video.
That's cool. I think that's kind of cool. I've seen like Uncle Roger do that, where he kind of has his like blooper reel at the end, so you can get a sense that like, no, it's just him and he's having fun making this video and it's not serious type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that gives the people a sense of realism to connect with you as, oh, he's a real person, not just a character. So I think, yeah, like if you do like your behind the scenes a little bit, I think people get to see like, oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's helpful for like anyone like who's aspiring to do it. Like, yeah, where do you get started? Because like it is often opaque. Like you have no idea.
You're gonna get canceled by Kato? No, you're fine. You're fine.
A dog sponsorship.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Next question. Have any of your YouTube projects been collaborative efforts with other creators, and how has that impacted the final product?
Yeah, that was another kind of sage advice that you'd get was like do these collabs, but like they never paid off for me. I ended up just doing visual effects for like a bunch of channels that I can't even recall the names of. Without any kind like there'd be a shout out at the end, but of course people are there for that channel. They don't care who did the visual effects, so they don't really want to go off to
Well,
see
that
other
doesn't feel
content.
like a real collab. That's like you doing work for somebody else for free, is what that feels like.
And that's how early days of YouTube were. Like it felt like that a lot. Like most of the time, like when I was working with Mike Diva, like it was yeah, kind of like an imbalanced relationship where, and it makes sense. Like people want to see that creator and their vision and their work. They don't care about like the other people that helped get it there. So fair. I mean, it's like there's maybe it was a bad expectation on my part, but like there's a lot of like again advice that people were giving out, like people, my mentors, and like I was part of this agency called Big Frame, which is like a YouTuber, not, I guess they're an agency, like a talent agency. And so they would watch the channel metrics and like help you with like, oh, you should make a video about this, or like maybe consider this audience. And so like there's all this advice like, oh yeah, do collaborations with people. And I don't know, it just that unfortunately has never really worked out for me.
All right, how many years have you been on YouTube?
I think since 2006.
Wait, 2006.
actually
How
sick.
many? What's the math on that? What's 2006 to now?
No one will be
almost
able to
like-
figure that out.
That's like 18 years?
Yeah, damn. Oh my god.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, May 1st, 2006. Huh.
Yeah, Bobo wants us to talk about the Area 51 video project. What is that? What is that?
So that was my third 48-hour film competition entry. And so we had to make a film about landmarks and a pair of keys. And I forget what the other requirements were. But basically in a 48-hour film competition, they give you a line of dialogue, a theme, just like something to like make sure that like everyone writes it on the spot. No other team writes it on the spot. We're the only ones. No, that's not true. Other people do. But like basically you have to like
Suspicious cat
from
is
that
suspicious.
to make a film. And so we made a film about basically it's like an ET story, but a bunch of kids are trying to break into Area 51 to get the spaceship for the alien so they can go home. And the alien is so dumb. And he's great. That was actually a really hard one to make. Oh my god.
Nice. Area 51 mentioned. Alien Arcane is here. in our
Yeah.
games. Huge Alien fan. Nice, nice.
It's kind of like a Lilo and Stitch vibe. It's like E.T. meets Lilo and Stitch kind of thing. But then it
Okay.
gets extremely violent by the end, so warning.
I think you gave us a teaser about this question, but I think it's the Alien was great, yeah. The teaser, do you have any future video projects planned that push the boundaries of what you've done with mocap and Unreal? I think you gave us the teaser of that, but I think you might have something else you want to talk to us about.
Sure, yeah. I wrote a script for a Castlevania meets Fast and Furious. Funny, I guess I'm obsessed with Fast and Furious, but like basically it's about like a drag race with all these monsters. And I actually really like the script. And it's like something that's so fantastical. It's kind of like inspired by Redline and like a bunch of stuff that I really like. And so I was thinking about doing another serious piece, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Let's see. I think that might be the link. Let's take
link.
a look. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I will. At the end of our interview, I'll pull that up. I'll pull that up, and we can take a journey. I want to get to the rest of these questions, and then I'll ask this one, which I think you've already addressed, but we'll see. How do you balance content across Twitch and YouTube? Does your YouTube channel influence the way you approach streaming, and vice versa?
Well, at one point I was taking my streams and like editing them together and putting them up on YouTube, which I think is a good idea, but it's just so
It's
much
a lot
time.
of work.
Like,
It's a lot of
even
work.
though I'm like a great like that's my job. I'm an editor. I hate editing. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, it's just like so laborious, like watching it all, like sorting it, like reordering it, making it make sense, like tell a story. It's really tough.
I think everyone does. I don't think anyone's like,
Yeah.
I love editing videos. It's just like,
Some freak out there is like, I like it.
probably, but I don't enjoy editing it either. That's why I try to be like a one cut king.
Yeah, one cut of the dead. Let's go.
Yeah, I got inspired by Ludwig to be a one cut king. But
Yeah.
it's just for the sake of just time. Like, if you can just make it good enough, because that for the audience, it just has to be good enough. Like, it doesn't have like editors go through that whole like perfection madness circle of trying to make it absolutely perfect, and then with YouTube, just because you put more hours into something doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna pay out more. Like,
yeah.
Editing is a pain, says Boom. I prefer weight painting, rigging, UV maps over video editing.
That's a
and that's not like that's like choosing between. That's slightly better of a choice. Because I'm like, wait a minute, weight painting, rigging UV maps. Oh, it's like turd sandwich versus turd sandwich with dirt in it. Like, still change. Still change. All right. Okay, let's talk about Unreal Engine Fest, because I did see that you went to Unreal Engine Fest. And that was just recently, and that's talking about 5.5 and a lot more. What were your biggest takeaways from attending Unreal Engine Fest? Any standout moments or presentations?
Definitely the standout was I got to go to Corey Strasberger's Xanadu workshop. So this is the actual Xanadu merch. Is anyone familiar with Xanadu? Does everyone know Xanadu?
What is Xanadu? What is that?
Xanadu is incredible and actually very inspirational to a lot of people. It's essentially a one-man show where Corey performs as all these alien characters, and I think the goal is like to take over the metaverse. So basically, it's like a variety show. Like it's kind of like an episodic, what's Blue up to today, and basically, I think he uses an XN suit, an iPhone, and just inhabits all these characters in like these incredible sets, like great lighting, great cutting, great everything. Yeah, really, I'd recommend checking it out. It's I think that's where I would love to take like a Twitch stream, like just to do some kind of show like that. But I think you need more people. Like it'd be hard to do like a one-man band kind of thing. But yeah, he'll like bang out these things in like a weekend or 2 weekends. Of course, like the expectations have gone higher and higher and higher, so it'll take a little bit longer. But he showed his like workflow of like how he makes an episode. Like he starts with a block out, He puts the characters like in the positions, and like he'll just read the script and like cut together something like that. That's his previs. And then he's like, oh, I don't like the script anymore. Rewrites it, and then he actually records it for real. So like it's like a two-tiered process. And that's what's interesting about like game dev in general. Like things are so iterative. Like you can just like get the actors in the set and see how it looks if they're just standing there with the lines being played over them. Like, also we learned about like this trick about putting an object inside of the actors for tracking onto the cameras. Like they'll automatically and procedurally track that object. And so I've since put that into my system. So like just learning things like that, learning about like making a control rig for the camera, for the cars. It was definitely a standout, like, because his work is phenomenal and again, highly recommended.
Wow, so that was one of your standout moments, is being able to attend that and learn about that. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they had the computers open. Like I was in the project. I was making new cameras. I was looking at how he organized everything. Like he had these folders. It was like actors, VFX, like all these things. Like it was just so structured. It was incredible. Yeah.
You react to YouTube videos? Sometimes. Escanor? Sometimes. Right now I'm actually interviewing an actual YouTuber who makes short films. It is MegaMocapVR, and he's a pretty cool dude. He's telling us about some of his stuff and some of the cool things that he got to experience.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're reacting right now. You best start believing in React videos. You're in one.
Exactly. Were there any particular technologies or projects showcased at Unreal Engine Fest that inspired new ideas for MegaMocapVR?
Yeah, like I saw some stuff about like a camera control rig, because right now, like the way the camera moves, the nodal point is like basically the tip of the camera, but that's not how actual cameras work. They're typically like the focal plane or even farther back. So like how to make a control rig so that when you rotate the camera object, you're not rotating that one little point. Small things like that. I'm inspired by Megalights. Megalights look incredible. Like I think you know about the DJ set, but I got you on the GitHub link for that, right?
I think I forgot to send you an address, but
yeah,
I will.
Send it to me
I will.
anytime.
Yeah.
For anyone who's not aware, I've made a set of DJ tools for Unreal Engine that I have on like a secret GitHub link, but I have to basically add people with their GitHub account. So just send me your GitHub account and I'll add you to it. I'd love to hear what you think of it. But the thing is, like, it is very performance intensive. So things like Megalights, that's going to be huge for me. I think some of the new control rig and animation tools, like there's a camera space lattice deformer, so you can actually like warp characters using like kind of a mesh warp thing. Really crazy stuff, like just, and being able to like see a talk on something and then walk up to the person who designed that tool and ask them about it it's really cool. It's like you're being in a YouTube tutorial video, right? Because I'm sure you watch a lot of those, like being in the dev space. Like it's so hard not to have like so many tutorials you're watching, but like if you're unclear on something, you can go and talk to them about it.
Yeah, actually, Boom has made their DJ stage, and it looks incredible. I don't know if they
Yes.
used your lighting rig, but I would
No,
be
no.
interested for sure. Because does it do automatic, like, or how does it do the lighting feedback with the music or the beats?
Okay, I actually probably open up a scene. Yeah, I can show you. Right now it's there's a MIDI input, so like it'll detect a MIDI signal. So you have to, I think I got this information from Boom. There's this thing called Loop B that'll actually send a MIDI event to your own device. Like something comes out of like Ableton or Tractor or something, it'll send it back to itself, so you can actually like latch onto that beat event. But yeah, I'm just loading it up now. We can take a look at how it works.
Sure.
Yeah, MIDI's great.
MIDI is such
Doesn't need to change.
a useful and even underrated thing. Well, I mean, MIDI's have been around forever, so
Yeah, never change MIDI. Never change.
Yeah, it's so supported. Yeah, I need to learn. I need to learn all about that. Like, I'm such a scuff DJ, but it's part of the process. Is you gotta suck and learn from your mistakes to get better, for sure.
What are you scratching in, or is that like a cat punch? What do you?
I use a app called DJ Studio,
Nice.
which has mixed in key built into it. So actually Endeavor TV, you know Endeavor TV, obviously, probably.
Yes.
They turned me on. They're like, well, you absolutely need mixed in key. And then when I was researching them, it pointed me to a solution called DJ Studio, which can take either a Spotify playlist or YouTube playlists and import them and mix with them.
That's
so you
cool.
don't like
Wow.
you don't have to have a USB drive. You don't have all you need is an internet connection, a playlist, and the software. Which for me is huge because I don't have anything. Like I didn't have any DJ background. And so it's almost too easy, is what I'll say. Because it'll even give you a recommended auto mix and it'll put it together for you. But I've learned that that's not always a great thing because like it'll mix into dead air or whatever. Like if a song has a really long intro,
Oh yeah, the long
like
tail. Yeah.
it'll all tail together and it's not so good. So mixing key is so good for 99% of what people who don't have perfect pitch. True. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty convenient in my opinion. And makes cue point tools. And it makes cue points too. Interesting. Okay. Right, so does this mean you'll be doing DJ content sometime in the future, just for funsies every once in a while?
I would love to. Yeah, no, that's definitely yeah, something I'd love to make. It looks like my level's kind of in disarray. I'm just like looking through it now. I guess I should actually share my screen. And sorry for the detour. Hopefully,
No, I
this,
appreciate
will
it.
be
I
interesting to
appreciate
people.
it. This is content
So
that
let's do this.
that people are here for. Boom's here, Bubbles here, Alien Arcane. Everybody's excited to see.
So this is the level, and as you can see, there's no lights in here. There's like a DJ setup, right? But this is a level I made for my fizzle reel. So like this isn't like my actual DJ stage.
Cool.
So one thing I like to do is like have a separate level for like my lights. So like here I'm loading in like the club lights when I press play. So it should be, yeah. So now I'm in here. So you can tap on the space bar and you can see in the upper left, that's the BPM I just tapped, and these lights will start moving around. So the same thing will happen if you get MIDI events. But we can also change the preset of these. So if I press, I might have to jump back into the camera view. 1 is a different preset.
Yeah, what's a mild?
2 is a different preset. So same BPM, and you can see the beats counting here in the upper left. This is a spot follow. So if I jump out of the scene, let's try to find this BP, what would it be called? Light manager. I think the light manager is what these lights are following. So if I move this around, you can see the spotlights follow it.
Oh,
And
that's so cool because you could put an actor in scene and then, or like the DJ,
Exactly.
and it'd follow them.
Let me see. I also have an override. Yeah, light override volume. So if I drag this into level, yeah, I think if I drag this over a light, it should change the properties of that light. Like, yeah, it has to like intersect with it. So now that's not a follow light anymore. And you can change the size of the volume and stuff. And what the preset is that it's changing it to.
Like X
over
size.
here. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. There's I forget exactly where the data is. It's probably under data. If I organize this properly. Yeah, here's my lighting presets here. So what the lighting presets are is like, what are static lights doing in the scene? Oh, they're doing this, they're this color. And just like all these parameters are kind of exposed to you.
There's a semi-techno feel to it. Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does, Ray Dog.
I haven't set up the lasers yet. I think that's like the one thing I want to do before I really push this either to marketplace or wherever. But yeah, I'd love people to test this out and tell me what they think of it. I find it really fun. And yeah, as you saw, like you can dynamically blend different lighting presets. Like if you want to make a huge volume, half of your scene could be doing one lighting preset, etc.
That would be fun, dude. That'd be fun. Yeah, you got an underground club feel. That's pretty cool. All right. How did attending the conference influence your future plans for mocap work in Unreal Engine projects?
Yeah, so if anyone's been following my project for a while, I was on Steam VR up until like 5.2, and then they dropped support for it, and it's all OpenXR now, and
Mhm.
I hated it. It was like so bad. It's gotten a lot better, but there's still some things. For instance, you can only have one left foot, one right foot, so like you can't have two people motion capturing in the same volume, stuff like that. And also, like, you have to have them all the trackers on before you launch the engine. You have to launch it with an XR tracking only flag. All these like weird hoops you got to jump through. But in 5.5, there's a new plugin called OpenVR that basically makes OpenXR work like SteamVR did. So you basically have the device ID. Like on all my trackers, I write down like the first 3 digits of what their serial number is or whatever like their internal device ID is. You can actually just use device IDs. So on my shoots, sometimes we run out of batteries and we got to swap out the head. Instead of like turning on a tracker, going into like Steam, device manage, oh, this is a head tracker. And then like, because that's the open XR way, we just like, what's the device ID? Oh, just put that on, turn it on, and then we can connect it. So that's really going to change my entire workflow. Like it's going to make my program way, way better.
Mm. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
I'm excited.
How do you think Unreal Engine's evolution will impact the future of mocap and real-time animation?
Well, I know that there's quite a few animation studios that are spinning up new productions, and it just totally makes sense. Like, just the way of working. I basically, for a while, I was an animatic editor for Netflix CGI shows. And the big thing is like, well, one, like approval processes, like how many passes you get at something, etc. Like people don't work in context. So like we have
Yep.
storyboard artists that are like they have the layouts of the sets, but like they know the scale of the characters, but like it's not like a one-to-one of what the layout's going to be like when you put an actual camera in there, right? You can kind of like push some of that stuff into the engine sooner. Like you're using the assets, maybe you're doing like a rough pose out and like drawing over the faces or whatever. Like there's so many benefits to like being in context at all points. Like even like um when I was on FIFA, we'd bounce out to Maya, and then like there'd be a mirror of the scene in Maya of just like the important geo, like, oh, it's just a table here. We interact with the table. Like you don't have to do that kind of stuff. Like with Unreal Engine, you can actually like animate with a control rig on top of like whatever your animation is, and like, oh, now it's like interacting with the table. So that's like, yeah, those workflows are really on lock in 5.5. Like the new control rig stuff is so good. I think it's going to change a lot of things about the animation industry.
Yeah, it's all inside. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I remember watching a clip, and I think it was about How to Train Your Dragon 3, where this one person was talking about, working on the inside and working on animations, and then there was like a separate special effects department, and the person, like, his team worked really hard on capturing all the animations of the face of a character, like an evil boss character that was appearing and rising out of the ground and stuff, and emotions and stuff. And they did multiple passes, and then they sent that over to the special effects department. The special effects department just put explosions and, like, metrics of like
Just cover it
dust.
all.
It's covered it all up or whatever. So I think, having it all encompassed
Yeah.
within Unreal Engine, you can see all the teams working together and everyone sees the finished product. Because, like, he was just like, he
Yeah.
saw that and he was like, fuck the visual effects department. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, it's very easy to happen because like yeah, everyone's kind of like siloed and like they're just seeing like a gray version of the scene. They're like, oh yeah, whatever, and like yeah, but like seeing it all together and like also the team leads are going to be able to see stuff and where there's problems. Yeah.
Yeah. Ray Dog wants to know what you think about the Transformer movies.
I like the animated 1984 one. The new ones, I know that they were inspirational for a lot of people, but I just didn't feel them. I don't know. It just didn't seem magical to me. Like there's something kind of like weird, kooky fantasy, even though like they're robots, about the 1984 one. Have you seen that one? It's crazy dark too.
No, I have not. I have not.
Oh, spoiler, but they kill off so many characters. Like it's just like in one shot, an explosion will like kill like all these like favored characters. And I'm not really big into Transformers lore, so I couldn't even tell you who dies. But like it's insane. Like the wanton death and destruction in that is just like it's very very interesting. But like there's a certain like magic to it that just feels like dreamlike that I just didn't get in the new ones. And maybe that's not the intent. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the themes and like the feel of the movie should be. But I hear the new one's good, like the Transformers early days one. What is that one called?
No idea. Do you know, Ray Dog? What the new Transformer movie's called? Oh, let me ask. Did you present anything at Unreal Fest, or you were just an attendee?
I applied for a talk and unfortunately I didn't get in, but like seeing the caliber of the talks, yeah, I get it. Like
Okay.
they yeah, well also like all of them are
The
recorded.
recent one, Ray
So
Dog.
like they go up on their channel. So like if I went up there and I showed Vin Diesel driving a car uphill, they wouldn't be happy with that.
It'd be like, bro, you're making our engine look like a toy.
Yeah.
I have to say that's
I'm
part of
very
the
good at that.
charm of your channel is like some of the scuffiness. Like I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. But
I'm trying to
also,
work fast and not well. Yeah, and I because like yeah, I'm working like nights and weekends and like it should just be a fun thing. Like I could have put his hand on the steering wheel, but that would have taken effort.
you what was your favorite part of Unreal Fest 2024 outside of the presentation? Any memorable
Hmm.
interactions or fun
Uh,
stories? Did you get a hug from Tim Sweeney?
yeah, I talked to Tim Sweeney. Yeah, he's very humble.
Oh,
He's a
really?
really cool guy. Oh yeah, like it was actually interesting. So there's a huge lineup for the big party at the Museum of Pop Science. Probably like a 200, 300 person line around this big rotunda. And like it's a car pulls up, he comes out of it, and he sees the entrance and he starts walking towards it. He's like, "Oh wait, there's a line here," and he goes to the back of the line. Like this is like the CEO of the company went to the back of the line with all the
To
other
wait
attendees. Like,
with everybody else because he doesn't like he's like, no, I respect you as humans, and
yeah,
will
and he was talking to everyone in the line, and like, yeah, I thought what a cool move. Yeah, and so like everything I saw about him was like kind of like that. So like he's just very down to earth.
that's cool,
Yeah.
man. But what was one of your memorable interactions?
Um. Oh God, I forget his name. I met so many people at like lunches and dinners. Oh, I met the dev from Choo Choo Charles. Yeah, really cool guy. Um,
I don't
just
think I
like
know
yeah,
that
seeing
guy.
these people that like you only interact with online for the first time. Like the first time I met Woody Devs, he was there.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, so like some people like I'd never seen what they looked like before. Like they're just like VTubers. I met them for the first time and like just like really really cool to just like have these in-person communications with yeah, people I've known for years.
Hmm. Uh,
Other than that, I handed out t-shirts to a lot of people. Well, I don't have them in the room anymore, but I got like a Mega Mocap t-shirt I got made up. So I gave one to Matt Workman, to Alex, who's Eyebrews, gave one to Corey from Xanadu. Yeah, it's really fun. I was just like handing out shirts to people I knew.
nice. That's cool, man. How do you plan to incorporate what you learned at Unreal Engine Fest into your future content on Twitch or YouTube?
Yeah, I've got like a book of all the notes I took. It's just like so many things. Probably the most impressive talk, and when it goes online, I would recommend it for any VR developers. But Servios, they've got the new Alien. What's it called? There's a new Alien VR game coming out.
Hmm.
Basically, they went over like how they make their player controller, and it's insane. Like they basically rewrote the character movement component to like only be the parts that they needed, and like to have like the capsule grow from the bottom instead of the middle, and like all these things that are like important for VR. Like how they do physics with like snap turning, like all these things you don't think about. Like, oh yeah, when I snap turn, like these are physics hands. Like, what do they do? Do they teleport? Like, how do they teleport? Um, yeah, it was really really cool. Oh yeah, Matt
Wait,
Workman is a great guy. Yeah, he's really
yeah.
fun. He's like so low key about everything. He's like super chill. I love him.
Wait. there's a new Alien VR game coming out.
Oh yeah,
Bro, that's terrifying to think about. That's
yeah. It looks
absolutely
great.
terrifying because like Alien Isolation isn't in VR, but you can use an injector to Unreal to do VR or something. That's what
Yeah, there's a mother mod. Yeah, it is actually one of the scariest things you can experience. Yeah.
yeah, and freaking Mild Mannered did it. He said
Mm.
that was absolutely horrifying. Like,
Yeah.
but that would be cool to experience. Like, it would be one of the coolest slash terrifying VR games.
Well, I think they're. I didn't see enough of the game to actually know this, but I feel like they're going for more of an action horror slant. That's still going to be scary, but I feel like they're not trying to like be as terrifying as Isolation, because I think that would also be like too much on your nerves in VR if you do that for a long period of time.
No, there's alien horror, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, in VR that would be.
Well, I mean, I played Silent Hill in VR partially, and it's awesome. It's really good.
Bro, bro. Yippers. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. So I will give us a time check. We'll probably just have to transition to viewer questions at this point because I think you need to go very, very soon.
Yeah, I've got like another 15 minutes or so. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Gatos. Any questions for this awesome YouTuber, Twitch streamer, VR creator, movie man, movie maker, animator, all around awesome dude? What questions do you have for this guy? And I will think of a funny question. So while they're typing, um, unlimited budget. What would you buy for your your rig, your equipment? Like if you got a blank check today and said go buy whatever, what would you go buy?
I would actually get a space. Like just I mean, you can see I've got a room here, but like this is not a big volume. With motion capture, you just need space. Outside of that, yeah, Vicon would be amazing. Like actually, Matt Workman has a Vicon set up in his house, which is like the optical motion capture. You got like 40 cameras kind of set up. Those things are like $40,000 and up. Like honestly, those things are crazy.
But you don't have to wear trackers. Like it just uses just the optical.
Well, no, there will be still like the ping pong balls. And anyone who doesn't know, like the ping pong balls, there's nothing like technical about them. They're just like reflective. So it triangulates like the location of those on the body, and that's how it actually solves the body.
Mm, that's impressive. That's impressive. Okay. Okay. That was good. We'll probably take a look at your Area 51 film. Let's think of another question. Um, if you could travel anywhere, no budget or PTO restrictions, where would you go?
I love Japan. I really want to go back.
Oh, you've
There's an
been.
incredible. Yeah, yeah, I've been. That's the thing. I just want to go to places that I've already been. Also, Lucerne in Switzerland is like such a crazy city. And there's a saying, like, I think it's on the gate, like if you go to Lucerne, like you'll be back again or something like that. Sounds ominous when I say it, but what a cool town. I love Český Krumlov. That's like one of my favorite places too. I'd love to see that place again. But as far as new places that I haven't been yet, I want to go to Prague. And I'm sad I didn't go to Unreal Fest Prague. That would have been such a good time.
That would have 2 for 1. That would have been a good
Yeah,
2 for 1.
I should have done it.
That sucks. That sucks. Yada. Nice. Okay. All right, got those. Come on, you gotta have questions. Let's see.
I mean, we're pretty comprehensive.
What was your favorite video game? That probably
Yeah,
was good inspiration on you.
It used to be Bloodborne because just the aesthetic. It felt like a more badass Castlevania, which is like that's not possible, but no, there it is. It's Bloodborne. But for me, playing Resident Evil 4 on the PSVR 2, oh, that's probably my favorite game.
Resident Evil
Yeah.
2. Nice. Nice.
Resident Evil 4 remake in PSVR 2. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Koji? How are you?
Yeah, actually, I streamed it. I was doing professional difficulty trying to do a speed run, and I just got rocked by that game over and over and over.
Wait, you do gaming content every once in a while, right? You do game on Twitch
Yeah,
just to
I find
relax
people really
sometimes.
tune out though. Yeah.
They do. They do. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That's why it's not my favorite content to do on Twitch.
Yeah.
Actually,
I think you got to make something special out of it, right?
yeah, I do it on my alt channel mostly now, the gaming content. But if you use anything that gives interactivity, like I use crowd control,
Yeah,
they
that's
enjoy
cool. Yeah,
that.
that's when it makes sense.
Yeah, you give the chatters toys, they'll play with the toys. Like they'll have
Hmm.
fun with the toys.
Or just doing
Um,
something in an unorthodox way, like a challenge run, like I'm gonna beat this game without using this, or just like doing something weird. Yeah, I think
mhm.
that's like kind of like the fun of it.
Yes, I am a simp for my community, trying to give them some interactivity, some engagement.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. All right, it seems like we're not getting many more questions, so let's go take a look at your VR video, and you can give us a little bit, or sorry, your Area 51 video, and you can give us the director cut. Let me
Yeah,
shrink you
definitely could.
down.
I could talk about it. I wonder if I had the project I can open up
I'll
while it's
move you
loading.
over,
I doubt I.
and then I will shrink myself down. Because you're gonna go film, right? That's what you need to go do.
I'm actually going to a film festival. Yeah,
Oh, film
it's called the
festival.
Badass Film Festival, and it's like all cult cinema. Lots of extremely
Badass film.
violent grindhouse films. So I'm excited.
Oh, nice. Wait, and this is in Vancouver?
That's right. Yeah,
Vancouver has such a huge film, movie and film like backbone to it. I've noticed that.
it's true. Yeah, well, it's called Hollywood North because a lot of
Hollywood
productions
North.
shoot up here. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Um, all right, let me go back to Hollywood North. I like that. Wait, where did that go? Wait. Wait. Oh, did I open it in the other tab? Let me go scroll up till I find
You can also search for "Dude, Where's My Ship."
Dude, Where's My Ship? That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
Yeah, X-Files was definitely shot here. Yeah, also Supernatural, Stargate. Yeah, but even like Shogun, I think was shot here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, X-Men. Yeah. Yeah, there's a
Right.
great video, Vancouver Never Plays Itself, by Every Frame a Painting. Yeah, so that's that one down below. Yeah, that one with the stupid alien looking dude.
48 hours Unreal Engine Mega Mocap VR content warning. All right, did you have this asset? Was there an Area 51 asset in the marketplace?
So that was the Australia set, which is given away for free on Epic's servers, and another kit that we just like put a military base in there. So like people were building, like as someone was writing the script, someone was building this exterior location. It was cool how everything happened to kind of like at the same
Okay.
time. Everyone was like having their
I,
hands
I have to
on the
say
project.
that's one of the best things about Unreal is there's so many assets that you can just put together, so many
Oh
environments,
yeah.
and it's just literal copy pasta, move into place, and you're good. You don't have to model or like. There's so many resources readily available for you to make
Hmm.
a game or movie with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a Mad Max set. Okay.
No.
I think the toast is clear.
The toast
I
is
don't
clear.
know about this.
Okay, tell us about the alien. Like, did you
Mm.
model this? Was this something you made? And then the
Another asset
characters.
store thing. So basically, he didn't actually have a moving mouth or any blend shapes. So that's what the
Mm.
3D artist did. And unfortunately, it took him like half the shoot to like. So we didn't have
Ooh.
the alien ready. So the actor was just kind of like waiting to like be recorded. And finally, like the 3D artist like sent over this file. Like, okay, I had to add a mouth sock in and like all these. Like it was just like a pain in the ass to make this thing work. But he got it working. And like the alien's like my favorite part. Everyone was like saying, "Oh, well, we can just do a robot and like he won't have expression." But like, no, it's like it's so much better that he's a dumb, stupid, goofy alien.
Okay, and then these are two actors, but they're like, were they metahumans or what were they?
So they're Character Creator 3, which I like Character Creator 3 because they kind of look uncanny and weird. And I think it really works for this type of like weird motion. So, yeah.
That looks like the a fly. Yep. And then so
Yeah.
they were made in their dropped in Character Creator 3, and they're playing. Are they adults? Are they kids? What is going on?
Yeah, so
here?
they're adults playing kids. They're both actresses. One's Ariel Hansen, and oh no, I only worked with her once. I'll have to find the name of the other actress, but yeah, they're playing kids.
Cool.
Come on, Slowpoke.
Dude, where's my ship?
The thing about 48-hour film competitions is that they are entirely unethical. I think you need to remember that the left uses this as a tool to...
Okay, buddy. It's time to use
Oh
your
yeah, Nikki
mind
Nash.
magic.
That's the
Hit
other
that
actress.
big red button.
He stole the sandwich.
That's okay. We'll get the next button.
Ha!
Where's his sandwich?
Where's my sandwich?
Understandable.
That was kind of a pickup we did after all the other actors had left. I thought it'd be funny if you held up a gun, so I just recorded myself doing the lip sync and
You
then
are gonna
holding up
take
a
the
gun.
two on the left, and I'm gonna take the two on the right. I know we promised to help Steve get home, but what if he just stays living with us? No, Bobby, no. He needs to go home. We can't keep dressing him up like a plumber. Look. He wants to go home. You want to deprive him of that? What if he already has a home, and it's with us? Can't you see he cares about us? Steve, where did you get that? Hey, how did you get in here?
Wait, how many actors did you rope into this?
It was a lot, but actually, only 5 it looks like.
5? Okay. And they
People were
wrote.
playing multiple characters. Yeah.
Okay.
So janky.
When they do the running scenes, are they running in place and then you move them, or?
Yeah, our volume wasn't big enough, and I didn't have a treadmill at that time, so it looks a little bit weird.
No, I want to know the behind the scenes secrets.
Yeah, it was this.
See? The toast wasn't clear. Well, Steve, I guess this is goodbye. Will we ever see you again? You better get going.
He found his ship. Goodbye. Wait,
What is it?
where's his keys? He dropped them outside.
Oh,
That's
for fuck's sake, Steve, you are the worst. Ever since you showed up, I can't find my cat. And you know what? I might be 12, but I know what that means. Hands in the air.
what happened to the cat. What happened to the
Oh,
cat?
yeah.
These are important
Wow, there's a streak
questions.
on my channel, huh? I didn't write this one.
Suspicious. Cat is suspicious.
Where's my sandwich? No one puts my sandwich in their mouth!
Oh! Just exploded the dude's head. Wait, you did those visual effects in Unreal?
Yeah, I broke apart the head in Cinema 4D, and I rigged it up to have bones, so like it was basically a rag doll. So like it kind of unfolds
And
apart.
you know what? We can totally just get a new cat. Like that's something we can absolutely do. And your keys can't be that hard.
I love the 180 though, like the character that wants to get rid of the alien, like now loves the
Come
alien.
on, you goobers, pick up the pace. We're losing daylight here. Come
Wait, now
on,
that-
guys, the desert is flat. It shouldn't be this hard to find a pair of keys. Hey, Steve, I don't think that guy's looking hard enough. Maybe we need to turn your brain.
Sorry, there's a fire alarm on my end. I'll mute myself.
I'll do it. Hey, Bobby,
Wait, is your house on fire?
that one's crying.
I don't think it is, but I should probably look at something.
You should probably investigate.
I'll look really quick.
The thing about 48-hour film competitions
Okay, one way.
is that they are entirely unethical.
Okay, so
Out of
they
sight, out of mind.
so the Area 51 crew became subservient to the alien because they didn't want to be their heads to explode.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
I think my favorite of all the 48-hour films, though, is our first one that we did, which was Red Tape. But I can leave that for everyone else to discover on their own.
Okay. Wow, this was quite so 5 actors, and then a director, animation director, set designer, producer, category production manager. This is a big team.
Yeah, our teams keep growing and growing and growing. And like, actually, I think our most recent one had even more people. It's definitely becomes a trick to like manage everyone. Like at a certain point in this production, I couldn't get a lot of work done myself. I was mostly just like delegating things like, okay, well, this person has this thing, talk to this person. Oh, here, you got that file, I'll give it to this person. I did make that. Well, actually, no, I actually did do quite a bit. I did like 2 or so out of the 5 scenes, as well as like the block out, layout, cutting, all in engine.
Or while doing jujitsu.
Mega Steak Man.
Oh, and then here's the behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. Like, I like to do that to show, like, hey, this is how we made it. And yeah, we literally use index for the fingers at that point.
Oh, and you're just
Oh, we're in the
inside
same
somebody's
shirt.
house. There's a picture of everybody behind the scenes. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. All loaded up. Oh, gotta make sure you've gotta have your White Claws and your beer and your wine.
Yeah, this was our premiere. We actually made it to finals. Actually, I think we make it to finals every round. And in fact, that Vin Diesel film made it to finals for Shits and Giggles. So if anyone's in the Vancouver area and wants to see the full thing, check out Shits and Giggles Film Festival.
You're wearing the same shirt. That's cool, man. That's cool. Well, Gatos, we don't want to make him late to go into his awesome film festival, but this has been Mega Steak Man, also known as MegaMocapVR. You have seen he's more than just a Twitch streamer. He is also a YouTuber with cool short films. He's directs, does everything. Motion capture, helps put the vision. He does film stuff. He's got his background in film, and it looks like Unreal Engine provided tools and a foundation to help empower his visions, his imagination, and his dreams. So, what can I say? Unreal Engine is such a powerful tool. This cat agrees with that. I'm biased as well. I love Unreal Engine. But thank you, Mega Steak Man, also known as MegaMocapVR. Thank you for coming on my show and telling us your story. So, Gatos, make sure I'll shout you out one more time. Make sure you follow this creator and support him on his journeys. And as you heard him directly say, having super users makes all the difference in the world, or super sharers. So
why is it hunting?
watch his videos, share them with your friends, or if
is
you
this
see
allowed?
any content from anybody in my community, like, take their YouTube videos, share them with your friends, share them with everyone, because it does make a huge difference. The algo notices. Notices
Yeah.
if it starts to sprout out, and then it starts to promote it up and up, and it bubbles it up to get millions of views, which turns around and gets him singles of dollars, but those dollars matter. So
Well, as you said, like, what you do here is amazing because like you support everyone, and that's such a
that's what my
such a
channel's
nice
about.
thing.
That's what my
Yeah.
channel's about. Is every Sunday I'll try to interview somebody and I try to learn their story, share their story with everybody, and we try to promote each other, support each other, and that's what I built my foundation on. I was kind of inspired by Code Miko because Code Miko had like such a strong interview streak that she
Oh,
was
I loved
doing.
her interviews. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really good. It's also like I also love like of course the YouTuber First We Feast channel with the hot ones. The
Oh
hot
yeah, yeah.
ones. Yeah, like I like those raw interviews um and of course I love, gaming and people who also enjoy gaming. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. So all right, Mega Mocap. We won't keep it. I do have one other tradition though. Do
Mm.
you have a question for this cat? I've just spent 3 hours with you asking you nonstop questions. So you're allowed to ask me one question.
What do you find the most frustrating part of either streaming or using Unreal Engine to be?
Tech issues, and that's to both. That's to both.
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna happen. You don't
Mm.
know the cause sometimes. Sometimes you just reboot and you're fine. Yes, Cox, my shitty internet, like it never
Oh yeah.
fails that
Yeah.
having a terrible ISP. And in America, like they they're
The
supposed to be,
stranglehold.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many like there's not enough competition. Like so like you can have a utility
Mm.
essentially have a monopoly and do little to nothing to upgrade their network and just keep
Yeah.
the network barely functional to milk profits. And yeah, I don't appreciate that. But tech issues for sure is usually, and you can get tech issues with Unreal unprompted as well.
You
Like,
just gotta fight through them, and
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, keep up the good work, and yeah, I look forward to your future interviews.
Yeah, you're
Thanks so
welcome
much
to
everyone for
join
coming out.
us.
This has been great.
Yeah, you're also, oh, and another question. Can I check up on you in like 6 months to a year to see what you're up to?
I would love that. Yeah, I'd be honored. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring you back on. Same thing. We'll just have more questions, see what you've been up to, see what projects you may or may have finished by then, and we'll see. So everybody,
Go
let's
premiere
say,
the Vin Diesel film.
all right, let's get the HI YouTubes again, HIYTs, and the people claps. This has been another awesome interview on the Ninja Gato show, but for Mega Mocap, man. So bye YouTube. Let me get my stream ending overlay. Stream ending. Where's my stream ending? All right. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna link all of Mega Mocap's socials below. Make sure you follow this creator and support him in the future.